Boom. Okay, let me pull up the score sheet and let's get this ball rolling. All right, score sheet. Okay, I'm going to start this off by walking you through. Hold on, let me clear this out. Mike, Robin. Oddly, Mike's name was already here. Okay, so we're gonna go through this. Let me delete these. All right, so we'll start with strength of intro. I think your intro was good. I thought you did a great job of getting into the conversation. There's a lot of different approaches that people take. I think you did a good job reading the room. I could get super tough here, but I don't really think there's anything to overwhelmingly critique. I think it was not bad. It wasn't, oh my God, it's just amazing. But it wasn't bad. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a 3 on strength of intro. Rapport building, I'm giving you a 2.5. And I'm going to tell you why I'm giving you a 2.5 here in a second. I'm probably being a little bit too generous as compared to what we're going to be in the second round, but I'll explain this in a minute. Overcoming objections. I'm going to go back to fact finding and uncovering motivation. What do you think the motivation was in this example?
What do I think it was?
What do you think it was?
I think it was that she needed to get out of the house. Her son wanted her to move and sell the house. And obviously that she needed to be probably with her son in better care right away.
Okay. I'm going to tell you this. In round 1, this would have been a fantastic call because I think you were concise. I think you had a strong presence. I think you were to the point. I think in general business, all of those things are true. I think you're going to do well because you have a good way about you. You sound like you're a person that needs to be taken seriously and you'll get deals done. But does everybody agree that it's not just your ability to do what everybody else does that helps to separate you and win? It's your ability to do what other people don't, what other people can't, and catch what other people miss. Does everybody agree with that? So what we're grading in round 2 is that we're grading you on what you missed, on what opportunities for growth exist. So that was not the motivation. The motivation was she has extreme health issues as a result of the stroke. She's no longer in the ability to care for herself. As a result, I'm a power of attorney and I'm a primary decision maker on whether or not this gets done. Your score was going to be based on your ability to uncover that fact and get me on the call. 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
You got it? You following now?
I didn't quite catch the, now I do, yeah.
Right? Now, she threw out there 2 to 3 times. I even told her to tone it back because she was making it so obvious. She got 5 minutes into the conversation, was like, what did you say? Who did I talk to? Why is this important? Well, guys, say me in the chat. There's a lot of newer people here, but how many of you guys have ever been in a deal where that deal ended up having an issue because the signer was not in their right mind at the time of signing? Say me if you've ever actually dealt with that. I've dealt with those situations. Pace has dealt with those situations. Bill, it is a nightmare, dude. The last thing you want to do when you're doing a deal with somebody is get into a situation where they were not capable of signing that deal or there's any indication that they weren't, because if they did try to come back at you to cancel that contract, you could be potentially in trouble if they push it hard enough. And if they pull the recordings of the call that she said 3 times she didn't remember, they're going to be like, dude, what are you doing?
That's why I had asked, was there anybody else on the mortgage with her? And I thought that was covering that, but I'm still new to this. So yeah, good. No, thank you for that. I
no, 100%. And this is where, when I talk about how to do this, it's huge to be very, very intentional about your questions, address the elephant in the room. Some things you want to make sure you're hitting head on. You don't want to skirt around it. So asking her who was on the mortgage is on the right path, but it's not the right question. Because the right answer to that question is, oh, well, her husband passed. Obviously, nobody else is. But the question is there anybody else that needs to be a part of making this decision with you? Right? And that would have been the open door for her to say, well, actually, my son is a power of attorney, this, that, and the next thing. Right? So do you guys hear this? Do you guys hear how the details really, really start to matter in this level of the competition? Because it does come down to the way you phrase one sentence. And as a result, because in a real life situation, Pace will tell you, he's had legal problems because of deals exactly like this. And so we just want to make sure that we're covering all the potential scenarios. That's why we put them out here. So as a result, I'm giving you a 1.5 on fact finding and uncovering the motivation. As a result, you weren't able to actually deal with the real objections, right?
Yo,
So I'm gonna give
DQ,
you,
can I say something about that really quick?
yeah, 100%, bro. You'll be able to say what you want on your scoring too, but go ahead, bro.
I just wanted to hit this home. This happened last week. I talked to a seller, and I very, very like he gave me a small hint that he was a drunk. Okay, he wasn't slurring his words or anything like that, but he said something along the lines of like, "Hey, I'm gonna go out really quick for a cocktail. I'll be right back," or something along the lines of that. And I was like, "Yo, I think this guy is drinking a lot. Like, I think he has a drinking problem." So me and another wholesaler were squatting up on this deal together, and the other wholesaler got it under contract. And I told her, I was like, "Hey, Beth, I think this guy has a drinking problem. You should probably address it before that happens." Dude, she gets this thing under contract. He texts her the next day, "Beth, I have the right to cancel. I was drinking yesterday. I was not sound of mind. If you look at my medical records, this will be proven true. You have no leg to stand on. I have the right to cancel within 3 days."
Wow.
Smart drunk.
Literally.
Smart drunk.
Like, so like in real time, this literally happens. This is not a joke.
That's crazy. What are the
And
chances?
it should have been prevented because I knew it. I knew it was going on, but I was just like, let me just let her handle it, whatever. She'll lock it up. Now it's fine. We got it all under control. But yeah, bro, real thing.
That's crazy. But so now you guys see, now you guys have a little context why we're going to be going these routes, because we're going to throw these real weird scenarios because it's great learning experience. And if you do come across them, it teaches you what to look for. So as a result, I'm giving you a 1.5 on overcoming objections because you just didn't get to them because we didn't uncover the real issue. An objection you could have overcome is how to get me in the conversation, right? I was prepared for you to bring me onto a three-way call. Right. And we were hoping you would get there. So that would have been an amazing way to score huge points in this department because in a real life situation, that's what you're going to want to do. Either schedule a follow up or see if you can get them on a three-way.
Okay, yeah, I never even thought to deal with a situation like that. So
Now
yeah,
you don't know what
this
you
is
don't
good.
know.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is good. That's good.
I love it. Okay, presentation of solutions. I'm going to give you a 2 because you tried to schedule the follow up. You did it without the right information. I'm going to give you a 2.5. Because you tried. You didn't finish it, but you got there. You were trying to schedule the follow-up, so that's good for that. Excuse me. I'm giving that for the follow-up down here. Presentation of solutions, I'm going to give you a 2 because your solution was to meet and look over the property. So I'll be a little generous there. It was decent. 2.5, you did good for that. The rapport building, just so we're clear, you were trying to be nice. Niceness is not rapport. Rapport is the ability to develop the confidence in that situation where they trust that you're the person that they can get the job done, right? In my opinion, that's rapport. If they like you in the process, even better. But I would rather have somebody who doesn't like me but trusts me than someone who likes me but doesn't trust me. And so as a result, because you didn't really understand the situation, you weren't qualified to provide her with the appropriate solution and let her know what the situation was. So I'm going to split the difference because you were still a nice guy and you weren't a douche on the phone. And so, that's where the 2.5 comes into play. But there you go. So there's the score from my side. All right, Mike, go ahead, brother.
All right. Intro. I gave you a 3. I agree with Daniel. It was a good intro. You sounded very credible. You sounded confident. You got right into it. The only other thing that I think would have maybe ticked it up to a 4 was you were a little bit long-winded at the end. You started just really talking a lot where we had a chance to just kind of be quiet and then she would have started talking. So I always in my intro, I like to be as short as possible, right to the point and get them to start talking as soon as possible just to get right into it. But I think it was good. Rapport, I'm giving you a 2.5 on that one. You did a good job of recognizing the opportunities of where you could build rapport,
and then press them here.
right?
Resign.
And where you could care about the situation and really understand it.
Minus itself. So mix minus is
I just think if we, like, for example, when she said something about the husband passing away. So here's what I teach. I teach rapport and bonding a little bit different. So I'm talking more about bonding right now, and then I'll get into rapport. But bonding is the opportunity to connect with somebody on a personal level, right? For example, and when she said you had some opportunities to do that, and you knew it. So that's why I'm giving you a 2.5. But I don't think it was executed to the highest extent. And I think if you executed that to the highest extent, it would have opened the door for rapport, which is what Daniel was talking about. And that's like getting the seller to really understand that you care about their situation. And that ultimately would have ended up getting you into the fact finding as well. That's why it's so important from the top down to really get this thing laid out. And we actually have these things that we're scoring right now laid out in kind of a perfect manner, because if you do it in this sequence, you should uncover everything kind of perfectly, right? Now every call isn't perfect like that, but um if you bonded with her a little bit more genuinely on the passing away of the husband, I think that would have opened the door for you to build more rapport by asking a more in-depth question. And you could have, honestly, if you bonded with this person enough, you could have asked her straight up, like, hey, so Robin, is it you that is the only one that is making the decision here, or is somebody else helping you with the stroke that you had and selling of the house and all that type of stuff? That's a very easy question to ask once you bond with somebody, right? I don't think you don't have to long win the bonding. It just has to be super genuine, and they have to realize that you really care. And then you'll get into it. Fact finding and uncovering motivation, I gave you a 2.5 simply because you got half of it. I literally that's how I'm grading this. If you ended up getting the whole entire motivation and you got Daniel on the phone, I would have graded it a 5 easy all day, because that would have been super killer. But there was only half of the motivation. That was fine. Overcoming objections. I'm actually giving this one a 4, because I like what you did when there was somebody unmuted, and you took a way that made it seem more personal for you, right? Like you made the call more personal. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, that's just my kids in the background. And then you tried to make a joke by saying they're not even my kids or something like that. I see what you were doing there, so I'm going to give you a 4 for that. Presentations of solutions, I'm going to give you a 2.5, because you kind of got there. I just don't think that she really got it. Plus, you didn't get the son on the phone, so I don't think it really hit it all. But you started to get there by saying that you can close in 30 days and all that type of stuff. Strength and follow up, I'm going to give you a 2.5 as well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good job, bro.
I upgraded mine to a 2 over here as well, because you make a good point about that objection. I forgot about that. All right, Robin, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to say 3 for sure on the intro, because I feel like he was very present right there, and it wasn't asking me if I had time to take the call and that kind of thing. I mean, I answered. So the rapport building, I think he showed that he had some patience while I had to go get my notebook. And I know I was sprinkling hints early on about my memory, but I also knew that he said he hadn't done this yet, so I was being a little bit more out there than you might have anticipated. Thanks, Daniel. But I think he attempted to make build rapport with me, and acknowledged and empathized some that my husband had passed. And I thought that that was great. He did ask me about, when he asked me about the size of the house, well, all of us know that's to get an idea about the value and whatnot. But as the seller, I think I felt like he was inquiring in regard to my family size, not so much what did I have to offer, but he made it seem like he was interested in my family more so than interested in my house. So I'm gonna put on there for the rapport building, since he did seem to have some genuine interest about my family there or not. I'm gonna give him 3 for that. The fact finding and uncovering my motivation. I know that I was expressing about memory, and he did not pick up on the idea that I might need help with what I was doing, but I still think it was he was making an effort. He was going there, and that was shown a little bit more later, which I'll score later when we get to the end. But so 2, because I do believe he made an effort to figure out what it was that was happening with me, even though he didn't quite get there. The objections, I didn't really throw the objection out there really strong. Yes, the memory was an objection, and I didn't say anything to him though that would have made him be really confident in the fact that I needed someone else. I mean, I did mention memory, which should have been a big enough clue, but I also felt like there wasn't, I didn't say anything like I have to, any specifics, any details about I have to have my son pick me up or yes, yes, come help me. But I didn't say anything that was really overpowering and strong in regard to how much help I really, really needed. And I believe he was about to present some solutions to me when we were in the close. So yes, he commented about, oh, excuse me, put 3, Daniel, for my fact finding. The overcoming objections 3 also, because we didn't quite get there. I believe he was about to try to present some solutions, asking if he could come to the house and what did I think, and checking on the quality of or the condition of the home and how could they help. So I felt like there wasn't a solution provided to me, but I think he was on his way to getting there. And that's the dreaded clock situation, right? So let's go with 3. And we were almost at a close. He was wrapping up the call and trying to set up a follow-up. The one major thing I think that didn't occur, like you indicated, Daniel, is because any mention of memory loss or inability to remember yesterday, next week, next month, need a notebook to find out who I talked to, all of those things, any mention of that has to be a note on your paper about, is there anybody else helping you make decisions? Even if it's not in that moment, we have to make sure that we ask. So I think he didn't quite get there, but he was on his way to a close. So I'll go 2.5 there too. If the clock hadn't run out, I think he might have asked me if I needed any help.
Boom. Love it. All right, Bill, how do you feel about all that feedback, man?
I think it's great. I mean, this is exactly what I need, Octagon or not. This is, my financial Octagon. So just knowing that, I never knew that, if someone has a memory issue that you better call someone. So this is just, I mean, it would never have come across my mind. And so that's perfect for me. And this learning is what I need. So I appreciate it.
Love that. Awesome, man. Well, you got a score of 48, which is not horrible, right? I think you did a really, really good job, especially for this being, how many seller calls have you had up to this point?
0.
Dude, for this being your first seller call,
exceptional.
Dude, if you had participated in round 1, you would have earned your seat here regardless, right? So I don't think you're not deserved of being here. I just hope that you take this to heart and kind of recognize that when you get into the nitty gritty, a lot of this is going to come with experience and practice, and you're newer, so that's fine. But I don't think that these aren't things that you can't practice and sharpen up on at this, even early on in the game, because this is less of a real estate knowledge question and more of a how thorough can I be in conversations. And so to solidify what I mean by that is this is an example that I use all the time, guys. You guys have heard me say this if you've been around me long enough. I look at every conversation like a piece of fruit, and our goal is to create a cup of juice. Well, if I want to do that, if I squeeze a little bit, will some juice come out? Sure. And I can be content with the amount of juice that's in the cup? Sure. But why would I stop squeezing if there's more juice there? What's the benefit of leaving juice in the fruit when I'm throwing it in the garbage, right? The purpose of every single solitary conversation, in my opinion, is to look at it like a piece of fruit. And I am squeezing every single solitary drop out of it, whether I see its importance or relevance or not. Because what I know from experience is you do this long enough, having that information helps you almost always more than it hurts you. And so in an example like this, had you approached it with that mindset, regardless of your knowledge of the legal aspects of real estate deals and people with health issues, is if you would have looked at it from, well, let me just get every piece of information, then you would have changed the way you look at the conversation. And when she said something repeatedly, maybe you would have looked at it as, you know what? You brought that up a couple times. Let's chat about that. What's going on with the situation? And maybe you would have gone down that road. So just for a little bit of perspective for everybody, it definitely doesn't hurt.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
100%
job,
appreciate
Bill.
you, man. Lizanne, plot twist, I did say cup of cheese. Okay, Savannah, do you have the picker wheel ready? I'm gonna see if I can share this. Does this share when I'm gonna bring this over here?
Dude, Bill's gonna be a badass closer, bro.
Look at this shameless plug.
I'm not trying. Oh, I'm not trying to do that. You guys can see that? Oh, my bad. I was trying to bring over, so I'm sharing this on YouTube, and the YouTube people couldn't see that screen. They can only see my main screen. So I was trying to bring that over to the main screen so that way they could see the scoring. But when I moved it, I thought it was gonna move with you. I thought you guys were sharing the tab. My bad, guys. All right, Savannah, do you have the picker wheel ready?
I do, but I can't share.
Oh, okay. Well, you can now. Who yeah, appreciate you, Lizanne. So who's helpful? Who is this helpful for? Teresa, what are you doing?
Oh, should I put Lizanne on here?
Put Lizanne on
It's
there.
up to you now.
You're not gonna.
Here I am. I'm loving this.
Okay, I love it. Who else? Raise your hands real quickly in Zoom if you guys want to try to practice tonight. We'll try to get everybody in that wants to practice. That's in round 2. Shout out to Teresa, who was actually, fun fact, I didn't mean to share that screen, but her head was in that picture. So there you go. Hold on one second, guys.
Six minutes is hit.
I think Angie wants to go too.
That's it.
Now, guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Matt, Mike, Samir, are you off the phone? Well, earn your keep here, bro. Say something entertaining about this while we do this. So
Yeah, Angie couldn't get in there last time. Let's make sure she's in there.
Okay, make sure everybody's in there, Samir. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
What happened?
Samir been boo loving on the phone, man.
I wish, bro. No, I actually had a similar issue to you with a wire being sent though, which was messed up instead of a check. It has been a nightmare to get sorted.
Yeah, dude. My contractor called me at like 5 o'clock and he's like, bro, the check is bad. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? He's like, dude, you put 2023 on it. I'm at the bank and they won't cash it. And I'm like, dang, sorry, bro. You gotta come to the office. I ain't leaving.
Yeah, I won't get too deep into the situation, but it's one title company that's handling 2 files for me, and they sent like a $40,000 wire to the wrong account. And I was like, are you kidding? Because I got like a message from the seller's attorney that was getting mad about a wire not being sent. And I was like, what do you mean? We definitely sent it to the title company for escrow. And they sent it to the wrong account, to a transaction that has nothing to do with. So that was fun to try to clear up. But yeah, so hopefully that should be sorted. I might have to take another call here soon, but for the most part, should be done. But also, Bill, didn't get to hear your the whole call as well as I wanted to, but dope job, bro. If that is your first call, I agree with everyone else. You're gonna be an absolute beast. And is Bill in round 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Dope.
Just based on skill alone.
No, I feel it, bro.
I got put in there because just by default. So happy.
You know what? To actually one of Mike's points, because I was kind of half listening. I was in 2 convos. You played off if someone unmuted super well, because I'm not joking. Since I wasn't fully listening, I genuinely thought you were like talking to a child. Like I didn't notice it wasn't a mute. I wasn't out on the meeting. So I actually did not notice it. That you played that off super well.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Bill, you're gonna do really well, bro.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you.
Thank you, brother.
So Samir, you're in round 2, right?
That is correct. Looking
Let's
forward
go, bro.
to it.
So we're gonna hang out in Arizona together.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've been looking at flights. I don't want to book 2 last minute. You know what I mean?
Hold on, Mike. You have to make it to round 3 first.
I say, like, I have different concerns. Yeah, I'm not really worried about role play. I'm like, having flights.
Nah, here's the thing, Savannah. I'm legitimately preparing. Like I'm not gonna BS. I'm not gonna just come in here and act like I can just close the whole show. Don't work like that, bro. I gotta go put my reps in,
Like that.
So over the weekend, I'm gonna put some reps in. Next week, I'm gonna put some reps in, and I'm excited.
Like, what are you doing to prepare? Cold calling?
No, I'm gonna role play with my team. So literally, same exact thing as we're doing here. I'm gonna put the clock on, and we're just gonna role play, and I'm just gonna keep on doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until I know ain't no way that I will not make it, that I won't be in round 3.
Respect. Yeah, nothing. I hope everyone else is listening because if that is not done, actually, you know what? I should be the last one talking. I am not good about practicing. All right. What is it? 6 minutes or 7? I thought it was 7.
Cassandra, yeah, I will see you there.
I'm not in the Facebook,
Six-
by the
6
way,
minutes.
for that. The round 2. Is there, how do I get into that? Or if someone can invite me?
You might have to ask Daniel. We'll probably have to wait until Daniel gets back.
Okay.
Actually, Savannah, can you add Bill to the group chat?
Yes.
Never mind.
Appreciate you.
Savannah can do
Add me
everything,
too,
bro.
Savannah.
Yeah, will you
I-
guys
I-
just DM me so I know because I don't know who was just talking.
Of course, Savannah.
I can't see anything because I'm sharing my screen.
Right.
Oh,
Every
gotcha.
everybody
That was
DM
hard.
Savannah.
No, shut up.
I feel like Savannah can literally do anything.
Swiss Army.
Yeah, you're like the Swiss Army knife.
Thanks, I guess.
Do you think that's a good thing?
I don't know.
If anyone wants to make Savannah feel wildly uncomfortable, give her a compliment because
Accurate.
that is the
Accurate.
easiest way.
Wait, I can't find Bill.
um,
I just sent you a request.
I'm wondering if I already added you yesterday. Let me check.
yeah, Bill, it should be it's a Facebook group.
It's called it's a chat. So if you go into your messenger, it's called Closers Octagon chat. But I don't see you in here.
Send maybe Savannah, check your requests if it's his first time messaging you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just sent you, not on Facebook. I'm sorry. Just, yeah, I'll go on through Facebook.
Boom.
I can't find you on Facebook. Unless this is you.
Mike, you remember the struggle of having to add everyone to the chat before every nightly dial? Like
Mm.
2 years ago.
Mhm. Yo, we've been doing this for 2 years. That's crazy.
Dude, that's insane. I think in January. Yeah, end of the month. End of the month, I think. Or even like
Dude,
midway through the
what?
month. Insane.
That is nuts.
I think so, right? Do you remember when Nightly Dial started? Actually, might have been in December or start of January.
Why is there like a million Bill Fishers? Like, is that just like a really common name? Let me see if I can find you through sub 2.
Yeah, it's usually. I remember you used to have to literally look at the profile pic. That was the easiest way to decipher.
For Bill Fisher in Alaska.
So, Samir, bro, what's the word for 2024?
Oh, honestly, I don't even know where to start.
Wait, I can't even find a Bill Fisher in the sub 2 group. Are you like not really in sub 2? I'm just kidding.
I am. I just friended you and I'm gonna send you a message right now.
Oh, cool. Okay, thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, Bill. That would be a heavy finesse. I'd almost would have to respect that. Yeah, no, I'm in there. Just look harder.
My bad, guys. All right, who we got in here? We ready? Let's go. Let's run this thing.
Yeah, sorry, Bill. I will help you out in a little bit. Okay, you guys ready? Do I have everybody that wants to go? Does anyone want to be added?
You good, Savannah? You can run it. Run that.
Let's go.
Do you want me to do 2 or just 1?
No, we'll do 2 next time.
Yeah.
Cut my
Because
hands up on this wheel.
she'll be going against nice Bill here. Okay. All right, let's do it. You understand what's happening, right?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay, because I don't have my headphone on. All right. What am I doing?
You're
right.
waiting for me to tag you. Hold on, let me bring you up here. I'm gonna put John down.
Y'all are killing me here. Okay.
Gallery. Let's see. There we go. All right. Okay. So we're gonna put the timer. You're gonna have 6 minutes. The difference is, Savannah, you want to be a seller this time?
Sure.
Do you have an extremely creative and difficult situation that you
I
wanna
will
text me?
message you.
Okay, perfect. Message me right now. I'm getting the timer pulled up. Lizanne, you already know what this is. You're a veteran. This is a second official time.
Oh, okay.
So you're basically a pro, and you know what we're doing. We're just going to be using the score sheet this time, and we're going to be grading a little harder than we did last time.
Okay.
All right.
Ready.
So are you ready, Savannah?
Yeah, does that sound good? What I sent you? I texted you on WhatsApp.
Interesting. That's weird.
Oh, great.
I'm good
Look,
with it.
just make it complicated. They got to figure it out. Do what you got to do. Don't make it impossible, because they gotta have some way to figure it out, right? Because they're not psychic. But we'll find that balance. This is what the practice round's for. Whenever you're ready, say when you're
So
ready.
is there like psychic, like judging on being psychic too as well, or no?
No, there is no psychic judging. I mean, if you're that good, it'll just really give you good fact finding and uncovering motivation due to clairvoyance scores.
No boy. All right.
You got
Let's
it.
go.
No pressure.
Okay. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, Savannah.
Yeah, this is she.
Hi, Savannah. You talked to Jack Frost last week about your house. You were interested in selling it. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Oh, you sound like that's maybe a question.
It's, tough situation, but I'm hanging in there.
Okay. I'm here to help. So let me know what I can do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So the house, you want to sell it. What's going on there with like maybe time frame? Like when you're thinking about leaving, or do you need some time, or just kind of fill me in a little bit.
I don't want to sell, but I just feel like I don't really have that many other, options right now.
Okay. Can you maybe give me an idea of, maybe I know some options that you don't know about.
Yeah, well, I think there's an auction. Um, it looks like it's coming up in like a few weeks.
Okay. So you're in foreclosure is what you're saying, basically.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Just to make you feel a little bit better, I've been there myself. I was able to get out of the situation, thank God, and things have really gotten better for me. I'm hoping that we can get you to that point as well. Curious, how far behind are you on the payments right now?
This has been going on for about a year now. I actually just got the house back from my ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband. So he
Okay.
fell behind on the payments, but I was awarded the house in the divorce.
Okay, so you guys have already done the title and transfer that over to you?
Yes.
Okay. It's funny because I had the same exact situation, honestly. I ended up with the house and the divorce as well. There were a lot of other issues that came up with that, but we'll talk about that another time. Okay, so we have to catch up about a year on the arrears. What are you thinking you want to do? Do you have a place that you're going? Did you want to buy another home?
I'm not too sure what I can qualify for right now. I wanted to see if I could keep the house first.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that's something your team can help with.
You know what? We can look into seeing what can be done. We need to see, also kind of like what's happened with your credit in case you do have to move, if you can buy, if you can rent, you know, where we're gonna go from here. Can I possibly ask you, can you do me a favor? Can you send me like your most recent mortgage statement, and maybe they should have sent you a letter that tells you exactly how much we have to pay to catch up on the house? Because
Mhm.
that's like the first thing we have to do to get this auction to stop, is we have
Mhm.
to catch all that up. If I give you my email, can you send that over to me?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay, okay. Is there anything else that you need help with right now? Other than, I know that you're having a hard time with the divorce. Like I said, I've been there. I have kids. I don't know if you have kids, if you need any help with food or anything like that.
Thank you. I'm working.
Okay,
I guess just, trying to figure out if we can keep the house or if we do actually need to sell it.
okay. Well, we are gonna look into that. We'll do the emails first. Take a look at the numbers and we'll figure out all of that. And then you and I are gonna sit down and, you know, we'll go over that and talk more about it. Um, your husband is, I'm assuming he's still on the loan. That's what happened with me, but he wasn't, you know, we transferred the deed into my name. So just making sure that that's what's going on for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure as far. I don't think he's like off the mortgage or anything, but they did award me the house.
yeah,
Um, but I'm not sure if they were able to do everything with the title because there was a couple things that came up.
okay. So then we need to pull a title report too. All right, we are gonna get all of this done, and then we're gonna sit down, we're gonna discuss maybe what some of your options are. I know there's, you know, there's things such as, filing bankruptcy, or, you know, and there's just different things we can do. So we want to make sure that we can figure out what's going to be best for you. And even talking to the mortgage company, our goal is first to make sure that you're okay. And if those options don't work, that we can step in and help you and guide you onto, you know, the next steps in your life, if that's what has to happen. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so we're gonna be here for you. You said you're okay with food and all of that, and your bills, you're working, so you've got everything covered. I know that for me, it was really rough doing that,
Hmm.
but, okay. Okay, I think what we'll do is get all that info, and then do you want to schedule an appointment for like tomorrow or the next day for us to go over it and figure everything else out?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, let's do 2 days, just to get the time, to get all the documents and everything. And I'm thinking maybe around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Will that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna call you back then, and we're gonna go over everything. And don't worry, we're gonna figure this out. Okay, you're not by yourself. And like I said, I've been there too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm hoping you can help. It doesn't seem like anyone else has been able to figure it out yet.
Okay, well, there's always some kind of solution. It might not feel like it's the best, but I'll tell you, for me, you know, when I look back, it was actually the best thing. And I didn't think so at the moment, but you know, it always ends up.
That is time,
Nobody-
guys. I'm on a call. Mike, Samir, can you run this real quick? I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Liz Ann. How do you feel, Liz?
Um, okay, I was like, a year, just trying to figure out it, you know, what else I needed to dig for. I couldn't really think of a whole lot more. Just trying to make sure the deed was transferred and stuff. So I was like, what else do I need to know? But at the same time, you know, trying to talk to her.
This was
So,
based off a seller I was helping where she was going through, she got the house back from the husband. They couldn't sell the house because there was mechanic liens and child support liens on the property and so it was upside down.
title had to run. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
That's
the
what's like,
situation.
okay. Yeah, it was hard to say anything because I was like, yeah, without knowing the numbers, I don't know what to say right now.
No, but that's
So,
okay. It's totally okay to ask those questions, right? Those are like You need to like do some fact finding so you can see, okay, what are my options? So I don't think it's inappropriate to be like, how far, behind is it? When's the last time you made a payment? How much did they say you owe? Have you talked to the bank already?
Right,
Those stuff.
okay.
Sorry, sorry, hold on. I interrupted
No, I
myself.
appreciate it. I
No, I
appreciate
just
it.
realized
I'm
I'm
learning.
muted.
I'm
All right,
learning,
good stuff.
guys.
See, I thought the motivation was that there was some contractor that was absolutely shredded. Because Daniel sent me the motivation and he said mechanics lean, but he spelled lean Lean.
Oh, don't judge me. I'm on a phone call. I'm on a phone call right now. I got.
When they're tired, they lean.
I was like, damn, they got a
Mechanics
shredded
lean.
mechanic.
They don't always have perfect posture, just so we're clear.
All righty. Listen, good stuff. Do you want me to go, Daniel?
Yeah, go ahead. Savannah, I'm going to let you score for me since I got like 4 important texts and a phone call during that call. I don't want to unfairly score. Samir.
Or is
If I-
Angie here?
Hmm?
Is Angie still here?
Is Angie still here? Probably. I don't know.
I'm here. I'm on my phone and my computer.
Do you want to help judge really quick?
Sure.
What's wrong with
Okay.
you, Savannah?
Yeah, you're
I
the
don't
seller.
feel qualified.
Jesus. We should make like a sound every time Savannah second guesses herself for no reason
Oh my God.
whatsoever.
Okay.
And then make that a thing. Here's what I'm gonna do. Actually, let me do this real quickly. I'm gonna show. So YouTube, you guys aren't gonna see this. YouTube's Samir. I'm gonna add you. You're in it, bro. Perfect.
I'm pretty. What are you talking? What? In what?
Can you score? Can you manage scoring and share your screen? Because it comes really weird on Zoom when I try to do it because it changes the screens and then the Zoom thing and then I end up sharing the wrong thing. And you guys see Teresa's head.
Yeah, I got
And
it. Well, I got
it's
like a
weird.
million
So,
things
okay,
open.
Samir's going to do the scoring here. Ooh. Yeah, so it's interesting because I was wondering if she dug into the foreclosure or not, to like the actual motivation behind the foreclosure, or just assumed it was, the auction, and just assumed it was a foreclosure. Is that what happened, Savannah?
I asked.
I
said,
did
"So
say
it's
it
a
was
foreclosure?"
auction.
She said it was an auction. And I said, oh, so you're in foreclosure then?
Interesting. It's going to be fun to see. Samir, are you in there, bro?
Yeah, I'm just clearing this all out. Are you
Share
updating?
your screen, bro.
Oh yeah, my fault.
All right, there you go. So you guys got it. I will be right back. And
Scoring sheet. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Sweet. This one. What is this? Why is this here? Okay, cool. I don't know why we have this here either. All right, Savannah, you want to go first? Or Mike?
Okay.
Or-
I can go first.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. For strength of intro, I liked in the beginning, what was it that you said? Like you caught on, you were like, oh, that doesn't sound good, or it doesn't sound like you're doing
Oh,
too well. So
You just said, yeah, I said, how are you doing? And you said, I'm okay. And I'm like, that doesn't
yeah.
sound
So I like that you kind of were digging into that. So for intro, I'll give a 3. Rapport building, I liked that you related my situation back to yourself. Like, I've gone through this, I know what to do. You're kind of building some credibility there. I would have liked you to ask me more questions about me and my situation, how I'm handling it. Um, and then I think you had offered like to help me with groceries or something if I needed any help with my kids. I think just maybe asking first like what my situation is, like if I have kids, how everything's going.
I
But
did. I said, I don't know if you have kids or not. Are you okay? Do you need help with anything, food or anything like that?
right, I really like that you did that. So for that one, I'll give a 3. Over which one are we on? Fact finding.
Yeah.
There was a lot more to the motivation and situation, and I think you kind of just got to like the surface level where you're like, okay, it's a foreclosure, but not really digging deep, like, like I said about asking specific things about it, what was happening with it, have I talked to the bank, do I, what options have I tried so far? So I think that one could have been a little bit more. I'll do like a 1.5 on that one. And then objections, I was trying to throw some things out there. Like I think I mentioned, I forget specifically what I said. Sorry, I'm like drawing a blank here. This is my COVID brain, guys. This is me now. um,
Your
I don't think,
ex-husband,
what was that?
your soon-to-be ex-husband.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I was throwing just little things out there like that. I wish you would have locked on and asked more questions, but I don't think I gave you too many objections. I was pretty easygoing and go with the flow, except I want to keep my house, right? Like I was just like, I want to keep my house. I think that would have been cool to explore that a little bit more, like shut that door. Like it's not really an option to keep your house, like, you know. So that one I'll give it 2. And
So,
then salute.
so I have a question about that. Is it really not an option for them to keep their house? I
I
mean,
think I
can they
think you would
file
have had
it?
to like ask more questions and then like either close the door, right? Like,
Right. That's exactly right. So in a foreclosure situation, there's all kinds of questions that I ask on the first phone call,
Okay,
like a lot. But if you've never done it, you just don't know, right? So,
but I want to know what they are. So could later, all right, later on, Angie, we can touch base and maybe you can help me.
yeah,
Angie needs to teach a class.
Okay.
I'll let you
Um,
listen on my call tomorrow. I'm doing a foreclosure call tomorrow.
oh, I
Cool.
love it. Okay, I will be
Yeah.
there. Presentation of solutions. I'm not really sure if we went over that many solutions. I know you did say you asked me for my mortgage statement. You were going to go over it and we were going to call the next day. So we set an appointment. So for that one, I'll give a 3 since we did set another appointment. Or would that be follow up?
That's follow up.
Okay, so maybe, yeah, maybe a 3 for follow up. And then solutions. I'm not really sure. I don't think we really went over like what my options might be. So maybe a 1 for that.
All right, Mike.
Alrighty. So for intro, I'm gonna give you a 3. I was gonna give you a 2 until you did exactly what Savannah said, where you actively listened and you were like, "Dang, I feel like this lady's going through something," and you followed up with that. So that really got you some brownie points there.
No,
As-
those,
As far as rapport building goes, here's the thing. In the Sandler book, You Can't Teach a Kid to Ride a Bike at a Seminar, he talks about something where he's where he says people that become experts end up shooting themselves in their own foot, essentially, right? So it's very clear to me that either one of 2 things. You have done a really, really good job of learning everything in sub 2, which is a good thing, right? And learning about foreclosures and stuff like that because you knew you had the right idea of what you needed to get for mortgage statements and everything like that. Or number 2, you've really done this thing before and you've helped out a decent amount of people in foreclosure. One of the 2, but experience, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. But sometimes experience can shoot us in the foot. So Sandler talks about how when somebody first gets into a sales department and they're brand new, wet behind the ears, they crush it because they don't become the experts and simply they really don't have anything to talk about. So they're just sitting there asking questions, right? And the seller is talking the majority of the time. And then all of a sudden he talks about like maybe 90 days into their job, they all of a sudden hit a wall and they go down and they start, instead of doing 10 deals a month, they do 2 deals a month or whatever it is, right? And he's saying this, he's saying it's because they become experts and instead of listening the whole entire time, they are talking about the product or whatever it is they're selling. So it's very similar here with your rapport building and fact finding. I felt as if there was a lot of us talking and being experts and saying, hey, I've been through this before. I've helped people through this before. I know exactly what we need to get. We need to get the mortgage. I'm going to help you through this. We're going to go through this, that, and the other. A lot of it was good because you were bonding and you were saying, hey, I've actually been through this situation before too. And you made a human connection. That's why I'm going to give you a 2.5 for rapport building. However, there should have been more open-ended questions so that we could receive all the information, right? Because ultimately, when we're just giving all the expert advice before we uncover like what the heck is going on, we're just assuming, what the situation is. So we just got to ask an open-ended question. For example, when you heard that she was going through something, right? It's just simply like, damn, so what's going on? Tell me, it sounds like there's a lot going on. Tell me what's going on. Oh, you're going through a divorce? How, like, what happened with the divorce? And get into the weeds of like the situation rather than becoming the expert in the field, in the situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know, what kept going through my mind during the, I have 6 minutes. I have 6 minutes. I have 6 minutes.
Yep.
You know? So it's like, how do I cover everything in 6 minutes?
Yeah, which is the reason why we need to practice. This is what I was saying in the beginning of this.
Right.
I realize
Right.
I need to practice a lot because even me, I'm talking right now. I've been talking for like freaking 5 minutes. People are probably like, Mike, shut up. Like, we gotta get to a point where we can be super efficient with our questions and with what we are saying, so we could just get as much information as possible. And simply
Right.
Pace thoughts about this: we're snipers, we're not machine guns, right?
Right.
And with that being said, it'll be a 2.5 for the fact finding and uncovering motivation, because it was pretty much like half of the motivation that you got. Overcoming objections, I'm going to give 2 for that, as well as Savannah did. There just wasn't really an opportunity for you to have objections. So this is why it's very important, you guys. If you guys are in this competition, make sure that you are doing the best you possibly can in the first like 2 categories, because that is going to impact the rest of your categories. If you are asking the right questions and you get them to open up, that alone presents an opportunity for you to overcome an objection. You see what I mean? But if you were simply talking the whole entire time, you won't have an opportunity to overcome an objection. And in round 2, if there's no objection that you overcame, you're going to get a 0, right? So you have to create this opportunity, right? So you got to get them to start talking so you can create an opportunity for you to overcome an objection. Presentation of solutions, I'm going to give you a 3 on this one, because you got the verbal yes on the email. Now, I'm going to be honest, if this was a regular seller call, I don't know if she would have actually sent that email. For me, I always want to be in control. I want to get that right then and there. So I'm not going to leave anything up to them. Just like signing a contract, I'm not going to send out a contract and say, hey, let me know when you sign it. I'm going to make sure that I'm in control, and that when I'm sending the contract, we're going to be going over it together. Same thing with like an email or something. I'm going to tell them literally to go open up their files and tell me what the mortgage statement says. You see what I mean? Right then and there. Because if I leave it up to them, it always ends up never getting done. Right? Strength of follow up and close, I'm going to give you a 2.5 on that one as well. Good job, Liz.
Thank you.
I got a
Interesting. Woof. Lot to learn.
Okay, that's me. I'm actually gonna throw my ratings in here first, so I can do this simultaneously, and then I will give you my feedback. And then 2. The strength intro, I think you could have thrown in a little more energy, a little more voice inflection or something like that. So I think it was okay. I do like the fact that you caught on to her tone, which is why I didn't want to ding you too much. But I think that once we're really starting to judge these a little harsher, and we really want to get the best possible intro in there, those little things do make a difference. Like how we hook them with tonality, the energy, that change. It makes a big difference. But I think you overall did okay on the intro. Rapport building, I'm gonna give you a 3.5. I actually don't think you did that bad of a job on the rapport. And that actually kind of links back to something Daniel mentioned on the call before. And we were all kind of talking about it, where it's not just about becoming friends. I do think you missed some opportunities on that end, like with tonality. I remember there was a time where you even, you said sorry to Savannah about one of the questions you asked, but it didn't really show in your tone. You were like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that," and you just kind of kept it moving instead of kind of matching her and just staying there for a little bit to really connect with her. The reason I gave you actually a 3.5 on the rapport building is it's about that trust factor also, right? And um, you did ask questions like, for example, when you were asking for certain stuff, like statements and stuff, that would give the implication that you were a professional that'd be able to help her with her problem. So I do think there was a certain level of trust you did garner just by asking those very appropriate questions, in the sense of like, hey, can you send me this? Can you send me this? Can you send me this? Now, there's certain terms you were missing, or certain lines of questioning that you missed, that Angie mentioned are going to come up, right? You're going to ask about things like, Is there already a lease pendants filed? Is there a reinstatement amount? All those like very specific questions. But I think for a seller who doesn't know a lot of these things, you did a pretty decent job at least giving the implication that you were someone who knew what they were going to do and be able to handle their problem. On fact finding, I give you a 2.5. I think you did the surface level where you figured out it was a foreclosure and you did ask some of those questions, but I do think it's really important to always get the why, right? Those questions are technical questions that we will need the answers to, right? Like you mentioned title, you mentioned things about the mortgage. That is imperative to actually closing the deal, but it's not really imperative to the seller's situation, at least not right now, right? Like we really want to know where they're at personally in regards to the situation. That's what a lot of what needs to happen in that first call is not just what is the situation, is how is that situation affecting them? What do they plan on doing with it? Because that's really where you can find your angle as to how you're going to be able to present them the best possible solution for them.
So
Overcoming
question,
objections. I'm sorry.
sorry, I was gonna say, so the husband not paying for a year without her knowing is not what happened?
On the fact finding, true, but even on the end of being able to realize, like, okay, is it, what kind of lien is it? Like, is it just the lender, right? Is it just is it just a mortgage? Is it a contractor? There's different ways we could have kind of went about asking questions on that end. I would have even on the husband, right? I wouldn't have just stopped there. I would have asked, are they still involved? Is the husband going to be a part of the transaction going forward? It goes back to the statement I made on, I think you did a decent job at least asking the questions. I just don't think you dug deep enough on any of them, which is why you weren't able to get a lot more progress. Like you could have, I think you had the makings or the foundation of a solid call. You just could have dug a little deeper. That's all it really is.
Okay,
Overcoming objections. I don't think she gave you a lot of objections. I don't know if I could hold that one against you too much, but I also couldn't really, give you a lot of points on that one. She wasn't really giving you a lot of pushback, but there wasn't really a lot of objections directly in that conversation. That's where, again, the digging comes up. If you dug a little deeper, you might have gotten to the objections. Presentation of solutions, I gave you a 2.5. I think you did a good job at least making her feel like her problem would get solved. I don't think you necessarily told her how it would, but even going as far as to saying, hey, we're going to work on getting something to help solve your problem. I think you did a pretty decent job with that. For follow-up, I gave you a 2. I think you started to set up the follow-up. I just don't think we got all the way through it, if I'm not mistaken, at the end. Yeah, but all in all, I think you did a good job. Again, I think you had the foundation of a good call. You just had to dig a little bit deeper, and you could have made it a much better one.
gotcha. Thank you.
I have a question. Can I ask?
Yes,
Oh.
please do.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. All right. So in the beginning of that, it's like I heard it in like level 1 and then also today. And there's a part that just is to me that's just unreal. And it's like, hey, what's going on? Talk to me. I mean, the average person's gonna go, okay, creeper, you don't know me. I'm not gonna tell you my life story. Is that real? Are you guys really asking people, tell me what's happening kind of thing?
Yeah, I'll address this. The answer is yes. Probably not the way it sounds like that. It's not going to happen the way you just presented it, though, most likely. Can it? Anything's possible. But it definitely can happen. You'd be surprised at what people will tell you when you just ask them a direct question. But most of us like to beat around the bush. We think that the way to get a clear answer is to ask an unclear question, and then we wonder why we have communication issues. The problem is we're not gauging the question by the value of the question. We're gauging the question by how uncomfortable we feel by asking it. And that's not the right gauge. So you would be surprised what people will tell you when you ask a direct question. And the short answer is yes. You 100% can get people to open up with you and share you their entire life story. It comes back to what we had said originally with your call, which it's a trust issue. That's really what true rapport is. It's trust. And when you present yourself as a person who can get the job done, when they're in a situation where they don't feel like they can, they're looking for somebody who fills that role. And when they find that person, they open up. Can you do it in 6 minutes? For sure. Is it harder? 100%. But this is supposed to be hard. That's the nature of it. Obviously, if you had an hour, it's a lot easier to do that. Simply put, yes, people do 100% open up that quickly. Sometimes it can happen by just asking the direct question, but I think more often than not, it's less about the way what you say, but it's the way you say something. It's the air of confidence that you exude, and I think it's that makes them feel comfortable. That's just kind of my perspective on that.
Can I piggyback on that, Dan?
Of course.
Daniel?
Thank you.
Just to answer that question, Bill, I once asked a seller, did he find a body in the wall? Because he was selling me on how great his property was, how he was 75% done with the rehab, and but now he's ready to sell. I'm like, dude, this property sounds amazing. It's 11 bed, 7 bath. Everybody knows that story that's been around. And after he sang the praises of this property, I was like, so, I mean, did you find a body in the wall while you were renovating? Like, why are you getting rid of this thing? And then he just opened up about how his fiance ran off with the dude down the street, and they had 10 kids, and that's why they had that 11 bed, 7 bath, and da 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 da. Like, he just told me his whole life story in that moment. Okay, along with several conspiracy theories, because he was weird. He was interesting. He was eccentric. So yes, you'd be surprised what you find out when you just ask the direct questions.
Appreciate that, Naomi. And to Naomi's point, sometimes this is where getting skilled comes into play. This is where tactical, intentional conversations, which I'm really, really huge on, become powerful, because you start to learn over time that there are actual ways to disarm somebody. What's the thing that we're dealing with in any sales conversation, guys? It's a wall, right? Most of you are hitting struggles, signing sellers, and you're saying they're not motivated, or you're saying you can't get past the first page. And the problem is you're not actually even talking to them. You're talking to their wall. But we don't even realize, because we're so busy with our pitch, we don't even realize that they're not even listening to us. We haven't got past their wall. It's not there's something wrong with our pitch. It's the fact that we're not actually talking to them, and they sense it. And the fact that we don't sense it it's indicative of our focus. And so there are certain things you can do to get that wall down. There's certain pattern interrupts. What Naomi did by saying, "Did you find a body in the wall?" That's a pattern interrupt. It's not a normal question that you get. It gets people off guard. It lends levity to the conversation. Now they lower their wall. They're answering with a little bit more of a real question. And now you're getting to the actual meat of the conversation, and people start opening up. So it's something you can intentionally do for sure, Bill, just to answer that question, I guess, directly. Awesome. All right. Who's next, Savannah? I threw a couple of motivations in there. So Savannah knows
I
what
love
we're
it.
up
Those are
against.
really good ones.
Good.
Okay, wait,
I
hold
may
on. Where'd my
put
spinny wheel
a
go?
poll out to the community and be like, all right, guys, who has crazy stories? Tell me. And
He's asking 50. He's asking.
Did I already tell my crazy story?
no, you didn't. Tell it while Savannah pulls up the thing.
So we had a client, we were buying his house sub 2.
Okay.
He was he was going to prison.
Okay.
And, in the meantime, so he was waiting for his conviction, right? And he had court on a Tuesday. Well, I was supposed to close with him on a Monday. He was foreclosing, and we were getting the payoff amounts, and I hadn't had it yet, right? So on Monday, I finally got the payoff. So his ex-wife called me and she's like, "Can you just go check on him?" So Dominic and I went to the house, and because at first I was listing the house, so I had a lockbox on it, and then we ended up buying it because he was, going away. He didn't have enough time. So I walked in and I'm like, "Lawrence," looking everywhere for him, and
Okay.
went into the garage and he hung himself.
That down payment assistance loan has to.
So we
Oh my
found him
God.
hanging in his garage. It was
You
horrible.
found the body?
Me and Dom.
Oh, when was
Yeah.
this?
September.
Holy
2023.
crap.
Yeah.
You're the second person that's ever found a body in a house that I've heard of in a deal. Third. That is
Yeah.
so crazy.
And he had been there for 5 days.
Oh
It
my
was-
God.
It was so bad. I was like, see, because the guy, so I had to go over there a lot of times, and he, because to sign more paperwork. Well, he would do some really creepy things when I was there. He's like, "Did you hear him? Did you hear him?" He was on drugs. But I always had, Dylan and Joey, because he did not like Dominic for some reason. So that
'Cause
day,
because Dominic's big
"Dom,
and
you just gotta
intimidating."
come." Yeah, must have been, but it was I thought he was kidding at first, because it would just, you don't expect to see somebody hanging from their garage, and he was really high up, so he climbed up these, he had like these shelves in his garage. He must have climbed up and then jumped because his head was turned backwards.
Oh gosh, bruh.
It was horrible. He was blue, like bluer
Oh
than
my
that.
God. Angie, are you okay? Like,
Yeah,
that's traumatizing.
I need a drink just listening to that.
I'm like actually speechless here. That's crazy.
yeah, it was bad. Yeah,
That's
it was
sad.
crazy.
It's really
Yeah.
sad that you can get
But he
to
was
a
a
point.
bad person. He was a bad person. He was scary. He was creepy. I come to find out after he did that, Corey, his ex-wife, was telling me how he choked her. Like, that's why he's going to prison. He choked her to where she almost died, like literally seconds. If he wouldn't have let go, he busted all the blood vessels within her, like into her tongue, her eyes, everywhere. She had bruises everywhere because he choked her almost to death. So he wasn't a good guy. No,
Wow.
it was horrible to see. But I guess that maybe that's why I say, well, like in my mind, I'm like, oh, this guy was a bad guy. I mean, I didn't like him. I didn't know him. So I wasn't attached to the person, but it was scary and it was bad.
That's crazy. He was
Yeah.
fighting demons.
Yeah.
Savannah
Oh, yeah.
said she will not be playing out that scenario in a role play.
Don't do that.
I don't. It's getting too far into the role. That's sad. That's absolutely crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I guess it just goes to show, right? So Angie, that being said, as weird of a way as it is to segue from that, because I don't know how you segue from that. Yeah, a moment of silence, I guess. But so these weird little things we're throwing in here aren't unrealistic. It is realistic if you want to get good at doing this to be able to be prepared for even some outlandish stuff.
And it even got worse. The wife, the ex-wife, it was bad. It just got worse and worse. And I was like, cause see, we were literally buying the property, supposed to close. I went over there to have him sign. That's what we were going over there for. Cause she was like, well, just go check on him. I was like, oh, I got the numbers. So I'll have him sign. Well, then she didn't use me to list the property, and then they couldn't close it because we had done a memorandum on it, and none of them knew what to do. So I was like, well, you should have just came to me and I would have helped you through this. Because see, they weren't allowed to talk to each other. So when he died, she said, well, I'm the wife. I'm the personal representative. So you got to go through me, go through her. Well, it was a long haul out. I had to have a notary actually come to Arizona when I was out there to sign the final paperwork.
That is
was
absolutely
crazy.
insane to me.
Yeah.
Get into real estate, they said. Guys, it's important to have your ducks in a row. That's a crazy story, Angie. I really appreciate you sharing that. Colleen wants to know what you did with the house.
I signed it back. I was like, I don't want any part of this house. It creeped me out.
Yep, probably not the
Yeah,
worst call.
I don't want
Probably
anything to
not
do
the
with it.
worst call. All right, guys, there you go. That's what you can expect. You do stuff long enough, you see the weird things. All right, Ashley, it's you versus Robin. Robin, don't hurt her. See what I did there? Because her last name is Hurt. Anyways. All right, Ashley, this is your official second time. 2 times in 1 week. Your first experience was on Wednesday, which was also like your first night laid out, was it not?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Honest question, and tell me the truth, because I haven't asked you this before, where this is not a setup, right? We got like 100 and, how many people do we have in here? 108 people in here. It's a Friday night. I tend to harp on this idea of jumping into the community and like interacting and raising your hand and putting yourself out there. Would you say that's a good idea? Like, have you had any, like, how has that impacted you in the last 48 hours, having done that?
Well, I think it's a great idea. I think anyone who is new or questioning whether or not to raise your hand or get involved, it shifts your whole perspective. I say that I preach this to my kids all the time, but people always are quoting me, but my quote is stolen. The best things in life are on the other side of fear. And so I think just taking the leap, that's Will Smith, by the way, the whole speech on it like 8 years ago, it kind of stuck with me. but just jumping in and, really knowing that, yeah, you're scared, but the best things come once you get past that fear. And so jumping in right away, I mean, obviously here I am 2 days later, raising my hand again. And it was something that I'm an accountant by trade. I do talk to people despite what Daniel like to say
What
at
I-
the
what I
beginning of the
impli-
call.
what I
I do talk
implied.
to people on a regular basis. I am somewhat personable, but I've never had to sell anything or convince anybody, to sell me something. I guess that's probably not 100% true, but anyway, I'm an accountant. I don't do sales. Yeah, I think that just taking that leap will, I can't prove it out yet, but it's only day 3. Taking that leap will really give people the opportunity to, I think, accelerate where they want to go with this. I mean, you invested a lot of money to be here and you want to get something out of it. Just take the risks and get the most that you can out of this program. Another thing I tell my kids is you get out of it what you put into it. So no matter what, the amount of participation that you take on, or the more Zoom meetings you attend, if you get through all the different learning content, you'll get out of it what you put into it.
I like it. Shout out to 2 Minutes with Mom, featuring Ashley Cole. You can subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and the Nightly Dial Radio. Those were some quality wisdom minutes, Ashley. I appreciate that.
That is old school stuff.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do it, and just walk it out. Right, that's the hard part, is walking it out. I'm literally trying to wait for Savannah to come back because she's going to be the seller. We have a really, really cool situation set up. So what's going to happen, guys, is we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're mixing it up tonight because we're just practicing. Ashley's going to go, then Robin's going to go. I'm going to let the crowd vote as to who had a better call, but they're also going to get scored by us. What was the final score last time, Samir, for Lizanne's call?
45.
So she was about where Bill was, right? Bill was 43?
48, actually.
48. Okay. But do you see how close this is? We're like within a handful of points, right?
Yeah.
So it gets really, really close at this point. Okay, Savannah, do you have your motivation ready?
Yes.
Okay. Message me which one you chose so I can let Mike know. Samir's in that chat, so he'll see it. Ashley, you got it? 6 minutes. You have to uncover it. If you guys have caught the vibe up to this point, it's been a theme in 2 things. Dig in. Don't be afraid to dig in. It will hurt if you don't. You're an accountant, so this is a deep dive, just verbally. That's all it is.
Okay. All right. Ring, ring.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, is this Savannah?
Yeah, this is Savannah.
Hi, Savannah. My name's Ashley Cole, and I am following up with you because you spoke to one of my colleagues the other day, and I understand that you're interested in selling your house.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So I'd like to get a little bit more information. Why are you deciding to sell your house at this time?
It's an investment property and it's just not working out the way we hoped it would. So we're ready to just move on from it.
Okay. How did you think it would work out?
I thought we'd be like cash flowing like crazy and it would be a fun little project for me and my husband, but it's more trouble than it's worth.
Oh no, I know. From experience, I can tell you that I know that sometimes these things can be a headache. I'm sorry that you're having a bad experience. What kind of headaches have you guys run into?
Well, we wanted it to be a short-term rental. So we had some, people renting it, but we can't get them out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
can't get them out, huh?
Yeah.
Do you know what's going on with them?
They just don't want to leave or vacate. And so it's like, turned in, I guess, like a squatter situation.
And have you started any sort of like legal proceedings there of being able
The
to get them removed from the property?
The thing is it wasn't supposed to be a short-term rental according to the HOA. So this is something we are kind of like not supposed to be doing. So it's a little complicated. And it's really expensive to do the eviction process. So we don't really have the funds to do that.
When you say it's expensive, do you know about, I mean, I should probably know this, but do you know about how much that would run?
Just from the couple of attorneys we talked to, they wanted a $10,000 retainer
Oh, wow.
just to start the process for us. So, yeah,
How long have they been in the property?
it's going on 3 months now.
When did they stop paying?
They only paid when they first got there, and they had like a 2-week rental, and then they just decided not to leave.
Oh, man. I bet that's been really expensive for you.
Oh, it's
You guys
horrible. Yeah.
have a lot of outgoing cash flow and just, nobody providing that incoming cash flow. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, this is a nightmare. They don't warn you about this stuff,
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, there's a lot out there. So, a lot of bad stories, but there's a lot of good too. So you always just take that risk,
I don't know. We never want to deal with this again. We're going to sell this property and we're done trying to be real estate investors for the time being.
Yeah, understandable. You live and learn, right?
Mm.
Find something else to do with your money.
Yep.
So,
Learn the hard way.
so how long have you had the property?
We just bought it about, I think it's almost been it's been about a year now. This is, I mean, we've had crazy, crazy stuff happen, but this is definitely the worst.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense. What other crazy stuff have you had happen? Anything entertaining?
People destroying stuff, people stealing stuff. The messes are probably what's been the grossest stuff,
Sounds like an
Peop-
all around nightmare.
Yeah.
Um, so a little bit more about the property. Has any of the damage that has been done, like, is there still a lot of, I mean, obviously you probably haven't been in there in a while, but is there a lot of work you think that probably needs to be done to
Oh,
kind of
no. We fixed everything up. I mean, as far as like damage, like, things were ripped out of the wall or there was holes in the wall, stains in the carpet, stuff like that. I mean, we did fix everything up. So there's not like, I mean, but also I don't know what the current condition is. We haven't been in there in almost 3 months. So God knows what these people are doing in there. They can be having a meth lab for all I know.
Oh, well, let's hope not. Okay, so let's see. How much do you owe on the property?
Oh, we just bought it, like I said, like a year ago. We put down 15%. Mm, I think we probably owe about 680.
Okay. And then, so it seems like you really want to get rid of this property. So as soon as possible, getting rid of it, right?
Best case scenario. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Are you
Okay.
guys okay with purchasing the property with these people in there?
Yeah, I think we would need to, figure out how to engage an attorney and all of that stuff. But ultimately, that would be our responsibility as we go through.
And that's time, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
6 minutos. Pasa rápido. Okay, how are you feeling, Ashley?
Doing all right. I, didn't get to the end things, so I don't expect points at the end.
Okay, I like it. Let's pull it up. Samir, go ahead and share your screen. Let's get Mikey G to go first, and then we'll go from there. Guys, try to remember what you remember from Ashley's call, because you guys are going to get the chance to vote a little bit and give us who you thought did a better job in their conversations. Show some love to Ashley as well, because this is like her second time doing this, so she's doing fantastic.
And Ashley, if I'm not mistaken, you're like brand new to step 2, right?
Yes, a week today
Wow.
since I signed up. Yes.
Good job. First time. Dang. Dang,
Did,
dang, dang.
did she
For
say
y'all.
she was an introvert? Did you say you were an intro, Ashley?
I am what do we call it? An extroverted introvert.
Okay.
Extroverted introvert. I like it.
It's a thing.
I can tell. I can tell that. That makes sense. Makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Well, Ashley, how do you feel about the call yourself? Really quick before we get into it.
I think, I feel pretty good. I feel like I got to the motivation, which was kind of the goal, right? Last time I got feedback that I was like too direct and wasn't personable enough, so I tried to be more personable.
Okay. Okay.
And empathize a little bit more with the situation. There were not really any objectives or not objectives, objections. And so, yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty good about it being second time I've attempted.
No,
to
second
talk to
time
a
is crazy.
seller.
Like you, who else? We had Bill. His name is Bill, right?
Yeah, all the newbies, they're all
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, Bill.
newbies,
Like
yep.
for you guys' first calls, this is insane, bro. Like really, really insane. You guys, please take this piece of advice. Keep going and keep on getting in here. Keep on taking action. Keep on practicing. And I promise you guys are going to be better than all of us leaders that are in here, because you guys are way better than I was in the beginning. Put it that way. Now, Ashley, as far as I really like one thing that you did to start the conversation and start that got the conversation opened up, and this is what started your rapport building. Right when she said something like, I didn't think it was the way that it was going to go. You did something what we call reversing, and you pretty much reversed it back onto her, but you did it in a very clever way. Instead of asking her, well, why didn't it go the way you wanted to go? You reversed it in a question that just made her answer automatically and comfortably. So you said, how did you think it was going to go? That's a very easy question to ask and a very easy question to get answered, right? Which ultimately opened the floodgates to her to start talking. Now, to these people that were saying that you needed to bond more on the other call, I'm going to say this. I think it would have helped you here. I don't think it was super needed. I think always making a friend is going to help the deal out. But you don't necessarily need to make a friend in order to do a deal, right? You just got to get the information that you need, and you need to solve a problem for the information that you got. So for your personality type, I think naturally you don't really go to the bonding part of it. Me, for my personality type, my default is bonding. My default is making a friend. Whenever I go meet somebody, I want to make a friend as soon as possible. But you got to see the opportunities to do that. And I think you saw those opportunities and took them where you could for your personality type. And I don't think it was so necessary to bond with this person, if that makes sense, to that extent, if that makes sense. So instead, you asked really good open-ended questions, which ultimately allowed me to give you a 3.5 for rapport building. Strength of intro, I'm going to give you a 2.5. The only thing I didn't like about it is saying that you're following up. I never go in and say, hey, I'm just following up. Okay. Fact finding, I'm going to give you another 3.5. You got the whole entire thing. You asked really good open-ended questions. Overcoming objections. I'm going to give you 2. I'll be honest, I don't remember any objections. I remember listening for them. I don't remember hearing any of them. Presenting solutions, we just didn't really get there. I'll give you a 2 for that as well. And same exact thing for strength and follow-up.
Let's go. All right, pushing through it. I like this. I also love that I'm not the person typing the numbers. I don't know why that's so stressful for me. I think it's because it's a spreadsheet, and Satan created spreadsheets. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't love it either, but it's fine. That don't matter.
No, I appreciate you. You're appreciated. So yeah, so I'm actually going to give you a 3 on the intro. I think it was straight across the board. I think that where you get into issues with intros and people aren't really, nobody's done it today. It's you run into problems with it's like, hey, how are you today? Do you have a couple minutes to talk? It's like, dude, I don't know you. Stop it. Get to the point, right? And so we haven't heard a lot of that recently, and I'm glad. So, but it's also not a very. I think they could be a little bit faster and a little bit more concise. So I'll give you that. And matter of fact, we'll leave it at 3. Rapport building, I'm gonna also give a 3.5. I'm giving you a 4 for uncovering the motivation because you pretty much uncovered it. Reason I'm not giving you a 5 is because sometimes the motivation isn't just what's happening, which you uncovered, right? And I think the way you lined up your questions, whether intentionally or otherwise, got you to the information. But what I think what's after what's happening is what is their intrinsic motivation? What helps them move forward today? So what I would have liked to say, man, this looks like a touch situation. So obviously there's a lot we have to work through, right? And so we'll cross this bridge when we get to it. But if you had a magic wand and could create your best case scenario right now, when it comes to selling when it comes to selling this property, what does that look like? And now you're really fact finding, right? Now you're really getting into their head, and they're like, ideally, and you don't know because here's the reality: her and her husband have spent hours and hours and hours sitting up at night talking about what they're going to do here. You want to know what those conversations have been like. And the way to get them to open up is by asking questions like that, just super open-ended questions to get a feel for what's going on in their head, right? So I think something like that would have got you closer to a 5, in my opinion. Overcoming objections, same. You didn't really get there. I don't think that having an objections is a sign that you're doing the right thing. I think if you do a good enough job, you're not getting objections. I'm going to give you a 2.5 here. I think that you didn't get objections because you didn't get far enough in the conversation. Presentative solutions. I'll do a 2. Mainly because I think you were on the right track. You just didn't get there in time. I'm going to give you a 1 for the strength of close and follow up. No, I'm giving you a 0. What am I doing? This is going to be hard. Next round, I would have given you a 0. I'm giving you a 0 now because you just didn't get there. It's a managing time thing. What I'll say for you, Ashley, is, what you deal with people who have introvert tendencies is something that's similar to people who are really intelligent. You get an introvert who's also really intelligent. You have this issue where they're very intentional about what they say, and that ends up leading to them overthinking what's going to come next. And so that can create, or at least it can sound like it's creating tension in the conversation that really doesn't exist. And so what I would say is if you can create an environment where so the question is, how do you offset this? Well, without going into a full training on tonality and how you can manage this, there's a couple tricks you can do until you learn the habit of getting out of your head. And one of them is intonation. So what I would do is I would be a little higher pitched in some of your deliveries, right? Do it with a little bit more energy behind what you say, because that voice inflection, like guys, if you guys want to hear what I'm talking about, listen to me talk. Just listen to me. I'm always like, you're over here, and then you're over here, and then you're over here, and then you're over here, right? I'm all over the place in my voice inflection. And again, I'm trying not to make this a whole training, but here's my point. If I said, yeah, we have an option where we could buy your house and it could solve your problems. That sounds a lot different than, well, we have an option where we could buy your house and actually solve all of your problems. Do you guys did you guys hear a drastic difference in what the entire scenario looked like? And I said 0 different words. So what I would say is, to make up for your pacing and the way you ask questions, try to get intentional about adding tonality in your questions until you can work on the other stuff. And I think that presence makes a difference. Guys, more often than not, Ashley, one of your biggest things I think you can do, and this is an advice I give Savannah all the time because Savannah gets in her head. I don't know if you get in your head. I don't know you well enough yet. Savannah gets in her head. One thing I would say, though, you demonstrated a big part of your character at the beginning when you hopped up. And it's the mom mode, right? This coming in from a silent place of authority that indicates I'm someone who has life experience and should be listened to. Human beings need that. I don't care how old you are. Bring that personality to a conversation, and you will be surprised how many people will trust you in getting deals done.
Okay,
Awesome. Samir, go ahead, bro.
thank you.
I'm gonna do the same as last time. I'm gonna just throw the numbers in here first, and then I will give you my feedback. Okay. Strength of intro. I like that you were clear. I think that tonality and some of those changes in pacing and, just adding a little more life to that intro could be the change for you. Actually, overall, I don't really have a big problem with your overall direct demeanor. I think it can work for you. I think it's like natural. I think you do command a certain presence. I think you can lean into it. If there's one place though where I would almost force a little bit of unnatural energy, it is probably on the intro. I do think it's a safe bet to usually come in a little more higher energy, and then if you kind of adjust down to your more direct demeanor, I think it's not. I think you could still work it with certain tonality and keep it to a degree. I just think on the intro, I personally prefer just a little more energy on that. But I do think you were clear and to the point, so I did like it. Rapport building, I gave you a 3. Same thing, I think you did a good job. I think you could have probably dug a little bit more, maybe connected a little bit more, but overall, I think you seem like you could help her with her problem, and you guys connected well enough. 4 on the uncovering motivation, because you figured out what it was. She had a situation with the with the short-term rental. You can always just go another layer, and we are being a little bit harsher here just because we want to get the best out of you guys. So you could probably dig another layer, but overall you found out that there was an issue with with the rental and that they wanted to get rid of it. So that's the main thing. Overcoming objections, I gave you a 2. You didn't run into a lot. This one's always a bit of a tougher one to judge when there isn't a lot of objections. But I do think they could have come up if you dug a little bit deeper. Presentation of solutions, I gave you a 1. I just don't think we got there. I think you would have, but for the specific scenario with the competition where timing does matter, that's why I gave you a 1 there. And then I gave you a 1 for the strength of close and follow-up. Same thing. I don't think we really got there. I do think you were lining up. You would have gotten 2 solutions, and I think you would have gotten to the follow-up. You just needed to speed it up a little bit.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Boom. Love it. Good stuff. How you feeling, Ashley?
I feel good. It's
Good.
really good feedback that I can apply.
Rate our feedback on a 1 to 10. Don't lie. You can't say 7.
Oh my gosh. Well, everybody has their own opinion, right? So if I have to put your collective feedback, each of you have, I would say maybe like an 8.
Maybe like an 8.
Only because some of it is conflicting with other
Boom. So share the conflicting side. I love it. This is what I like. I'm doing this because Robin's just getting back. Share the conflict. I love talking about this stuff.
It happened last time too, but like I'm naturally very direct and concise and like cut through bullshit. Like I don't like the stories and the trees and the description of everything. Like I just like that naturally. I'm just like to the point. And so some people like that, some people don't. It's all about knowing your audience and who you're communicating with. And obviously calling somebody I've never talked to before, I don't know what I'm gonna get on the other end. Some people, I know when people call me, I'm like, okay, get to the point. Like, what do you want? But some perspectives are like, be more flowery. Sorry, that's not your guys' words, but be more flowery. And other people are more, just get to the point. And so I got to find a balance there and figure out.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a couple things. You bring this up, and this is why I asked, right? Because when we're doing this feedback, guys, you got to realize, one, we're trying to provide value for 100 different people that are here in the Zoom. So that's a factor.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we're doing it in a 6-minute period. So that's a factor. You also have 3 different judges with 3 completely different personality types, mindsets, and levels of experience, right? So these are all going to be factors in the feedback. If you guys were getting more of a specific direct hands-on coaching, it would go a lot deeper. So one, guys, take that into consideration, right? I think just look with anything, you got to eat advice like fish, right? Like you look for the meat, you throw away the bones. And I think that's really kind of how that works. And that whatever is going to be meat for you is just depending on where you're at in life and what your personality type is. But I will say for the things that you did specifically reference, none of those are either or. I think most of those are both ands, right? And so the both and is finding your personality type. One thing we don't have time to get into here, you being straight to the point and delivering that way is a superpower, right? It's a strength. But like I always say, your greatest strengths are usually your greatest weaknesses until you learn that balance. And so I think that's where having the opposite advice doesn't detract from that. It complements it if deployed properly. But great stuff, and I appreciate you giving us that feedback on that.
Can I give brief feedback, please?
Very
Very
brief,
brief.
Naomi.
Okay.
Very
Um,
brief.
I have multiple personalities, so I feel like I'm an authority on this. I actually agree with Samir and Dan, and I understand exactly what Samir is saying with the fact that you have an authoritative, no nonsense, matter of fact kind of presentation, and that's going to really work for you. But to Daniel's point, there was one point in the conversation where you were like, "Did anything exciting happen?" And I remember thinking you sounded like the guy from Clear Eyes. You know what I mean? So even saying exciting, even saying the word exciting, you didn't sound excited, right? So just kind of like marrying the two, being your direct boss self, because you're going to be a boss. And then just, in certain parts, like let your personality look flowery, just a smidge, you know what I mean? That way you can reach all of the audiences. Like you will be someone who can reach just about anybody. Red seller, yellow seller, purple, blue, green, all of them.
Purple, blue, green. Good stuff. Appreciate you. Personality types, whole different
Thank you.
conversation. Good stuff, Ashley. Appreciate you. Robin, are you ready to show everybody who Robin, please don't hurt him is?
I'm ready.
Let's go. All right. Savannah, do you have your situation ready?
Yeah, I texted you.
Let's go. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna send this to Mike. Robin, you know what this thing is. Show everybody who Robin Hurt is.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, Savannah. This is Robin. I'm calling from DQ Acquisitions, and I'm hopeful I can talk to you about your property you have listed.
Yeah, it's not listed, but yeah, I do have a property for sale.
Okay, I just might have read my notes incorrectly. I have a note that says somebody from my team talked to you. Do you recall that? It was John?
Yeah, I've talked to a few people, but yeah.
Super. What has you wanting to sell right now?
I have a property I don't have a need for.
Is this a property that you reside in or a rental or not?
No, someone left it to me recently.
Okay, as in inherited?
Yes.
Well, first of all, sorry for your loss. How long ago was that?
It's been 2 months.
Oh, not very long at all. Is it still in the probate process?
Yes, we are in probate with it.
Do you know when that's supposed to come to a close?
I don't know all the details actually.
Okay. Well, we can find all that out. It'll be in some paperwork, but are you the only person who, I mean, how do I phrase this? Are you the only one who will be inheriting, or are there other heirs to consider?
Yeah, there's a few other heirs.
Okay, and are they all, are we gonna be able, in this process, will they all be able to be contacted? Is everyone readily available, or do we have some long lost cousins or something?
Oh no, it's just me and my siblings, yeah.
Oh, super, so we can get access to all of them, that's great. So, like I said, I work with an acquisition company, and we are buying homes in the area where did you say it was your grandparents, or did you say?
No, it was a parent.
A parent. Again, I'm sorry for your loss, and we are buying homes in that particular area. If this is not a good time to communicate, if you need a little more time to absorb all the things that are happening, I can set up a call to call you back. Are you okay to communicate about this right now? Is it too early? Need
Oh,
some time?
no, I really appreciate that. No, this is something that I'd like to figure out pretty quickly.
Awesome. What was it that happened with your parents? You said parents as in two. Was it both of them at the same
Well,
time?
no, my dad passed away about 10 years ago, and then our mom, she just recently passed.
Okay. How quickly are you interested in selling the property?
I don't want to keep it, so I'm ready, like, as soon as we get the right offer on it.
Okay, and your siblings are ready as well?
Um, yes and no.
Uh-oh, do we have to have some arguing with them going on, or who has control? Is that you?
My brother is the admin.
Okay.
Uh, one of the other brothers wants to keep the property. but the rest of us want to sell it.
Is there going to be a possibility that the three of us, well, the three of you and myself could get on a call together, or would that not be possible?
I'm not sure if we can all get on the call together.
It will be important that everyone agrees. And I heard you say that it's your brother who is the admin, and we will need to get his input as well. Do you have phone numbers readily available? Should I speak with them, or do you want to speak with them?
I mean, I just thought that I could, you know, be the one to collect the offers and then I can present it to my siblings.
Uh, well, that sounds great, but typically we would like to be able to make the offer when we had all the details. And I know I haven't gathered all of that from you, like what the exact payoff is, or even if you know all of those kinds of things. But it really is imperative that we have all of us on the same page. Do you think if we set up a time, maybe in just a couple of days, that you could gather a couple of pieces of information that I need, and maybe set up a time where either we could communicate together or I could call them independently?
I guess I kind of just want to see what the offer is first, and there's no mortgage on the property.
Okay, so it's free and clear. Well, thanks for that insight. I would be able to make you an offer without question, and we'd be able to close relatively quickly, assuming everyone agreed. But it would be necessary to talk with everyone. And I would like to do that, but I think we need to get a call. Do you know what you want for the property?
I think 580 is pretty fair.
Okay, and does that resonate with what's happening in the neighborhood?
I mean, this is just based off with a little bit of research I've done online.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I'd like to take a look further at the comps in the area. I don't see anything for that price range selling when I'm looking. I would like to look further, and I would love to call you back. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's okay.
Is tomorrow at 1 good?
Yes.
There we go with the right timer. I love it so much. Guys, no, quick tip for anybody who's competing. Robin was timing her own calls. If you want a shot at this thing and you don't have a clock in front of you so you could pace yourself, very, very poor choice. Promise you. That being said, I'm really, really excited about this call. Looking forward to getting into this. Samir, let's pull the scorecard up. I'm gonna launch this poll while you guys while we're doing this scoring for a couple of minutes. And let's see. Let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and go first. Then we'll let Mike go. Then we'll let Samieri bring us home for Robin.
Wait, did we judge the first round?
First round, but not mine.
Yeah, we got to do Robin's now.
Just share screen. Boom.
Boom. All right. So I'm going to get into this. I'm going to go with the intro. I'm giving a Robin a 4 on the intro. Intro's just solid. She gets straight to the point. I like the team. Her presence, it gives her an advantage. Guys, some people are going to have a better presence about them. It's going to get them farther. Some people don't. You got to account for which, and you got to make up for it. I'm giving her a 4 there. Rapport building. I'm really tempted to give her a 5 here. I'm at 4.5, 5. I'm going to give her a 4.5 for one reason. Because I want her to have a lower score so she can work harder for the actual not practice round. Other than that, I would probably, if this was the competition, I probably would have gave her a 5 here. Why? Because the willingness to get off the call and call back is a decision, and it's a play, and it could hurt you, right? It could play for you or against you. I think in this circumstance, it was well played. Another judge may disagree with me, and that's the nature of working with people with different perspectives, right? Just the way it is. So I'm giving her a 4.5 on that. Probably would have given her a 5 because she just doubled in, and I was at a 4 with her rapport until the person responded, and then Savannah's response, which I was like, is she gonna pause and address that? He was like, oh my God, wow, thank you. That's what delivered it for me. It's not just you attempting to get rapport, but them understanding and appreciating and reciprocating that. So that was good. Fact finding, uncovering motivation. I'm going to give you a 4.75. I would have probably given you a 5. You had to manage your time. I would have got more information on the family members. Okay, so talk to me. Like, what? Give me a list. Who is it? Is it 7 siblings? Are there cousins? You know, how many of them are on our side? How many of them are against us? Right? I'm just want to know what I'm up against. You did a good job of teeing that up, but without that information. Because when you have that, then you could say, okay, let me ask you this. Can we get everybody on a Zoom? Yes, no. Fantastic. Let me ask you this. Do you think it makes sense for us to talk with the 3 of you who are actually on board? So that way we can all come up with a plan and make sure that at least you guys are okay with it, because I don't want to present something to everybody that you guys don't even want to do. Maybe the 3 of us, the 4 of us get together. We have a plan so that way we're a united front, right? So there's so much you can discuss once you get that full breakdown, which you didn't get. But I think you were so much there on anywhere else that was really just an extra thing you could have done. Overcoming objections, I'm giving you another 4.75 here, and I don't know if I'm being too generous here or not. But the reason why I'm doing that is it's just the math, right? Like I like the way that you presented the solutions, because you got to the information, you acknowledged the fact that you couldn't move forward, and you presented the opportunity to do a conference call with everybody. And when she pushed back, what most people would have done is said, okay, well, I'll let you know. You said, no, I'm not sending you an offer. That doesn't make sense. We need to know that everybody's on the same page before I do that. And so you push back on that. I really, really like that. Presentation of solutions. I'm giving you a 4.5, mainly because you didn't get all the way through to that point. You started tapering off towards the end.
I looked at the timer and said, oh, I'm running out of time.
Yep, you could tell it was probably last 30 seconds. You're like, okay, let me just figure this thing out. So I'm giving you, I was generous on the other side. I'm going to give you a 2 here, because you just did not manage the clock well. I feel like if you managed a little bit, but now this is your personality type, and the way Robin communicates is a slower, more methodical approach. And for this type of competition, you're going to have to tailor that and be more intentional with your questioning. I think doing that will serve you in real calls even better, right? Because you'll be able to be a little bit more concise with what you're doing. You'll maximize your time by doing that. So if you can learn how to take your superpower, which is just the way your presence, and condense that into also being extremely efficient, I think great things happen. So yeah, that's my scoring.
Mikey G.
Alrighty. Robin, good stuff. Good freaking stuff. I pretty much agree with every single thing that DQ was saying. So I'm going to go through this really, really quick. My numbers are pretty similar. The only thing that I'm going to add to it is when we're trying to get things done, like getting other people on the phone or getting a mortgage statement or signing an agreement or whatever the case is, whenever you're trying to get them to do something, instead of asking, is it okay if we do this? When you give them an opening like that, you almost give them the easy way out to tell you no, right? So instead of doing that, I like to take more control of it. So I will tell them to open their email up, or I will tell them, hey, so what's your attorney's information, or what's your phone number, or what's your son's phone number, or whatever the case is, to push the ball forward. And I'll pretty much control the conversation and keep on going down that path. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because a lot of the times, especially when people don't want to feel like, people want the easy way out, right? Like if you're about to buy something at a shoe store or something, and somebody gives you the easy way, like, hey, what are you looking for? You're simply just going to say, I'm just looking around, right? But if the sales rep physically says, all right, cool, here's whatever the case is, you're looking for tennis shoes, I'm going to bring you over to the tennis shoe spot of the store, that's going to start controlling the sale. Does that make sense? Now, instead of you walking out, you're going to end up buying something. And it's not manipulating. It's just, they need us directing. That's exactly what it is. Right. So this is what I tell my team. I'm like, if we're at if you're going to buy a car and we're a car lot, I'm going to tell you what we need to do. We're going to sign the paperwork right here. You're going to go over to the department over there to get your insurance. You're going to go over to the department over here to get this, that, and the other. And I'm going to control what is going on because I'm a professional and this is my system. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's the only other thing that I would say. And that is more on the closing side of things. That's really where you get people to sign contracts and buy something from you and close a deal. So I'm just going to rifle through these really quick. I'm not going to dig into every single one. I'm going to do a 4 for strength of intro. I'm going to do a 4 for rapport building. I'm going to do a 4 for fact finding. I'm going to do a 4 for overcoming objections. I'm going to do a 4 for presentation and solutions. And I am going to do a 3.5 for strength of follow-up. And I'm going to do a 3.5 because you got further than pretty much everybody else because you were smart and clocked it.
Oh, that's true. Change mine to a 3 because she did time it.
Yeah. Okay. 3.
All right, hit it.
Okay. I got a quick question, Savannah, because you sent us the motivation. Did you guys ever get to the thing you mentioned with the one heir wanting to keep it? I don't think so,
Yes,
right?
I did say
You
there
did
was
mention
a brother
There
that
was
wanted
one?
to keep. Yeah.
Okay. So that will change.
I
my score.
didn't say how many heirs there were. That was the other thing.
That was the other
Okay, yeah, because I know
But other
there
than
was
that,
something.
Samira,
Yeah.
I almost screwed that up too.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if we did. Okay, so I'm gonna
I
give
was second guessing myself. Daniel, help me out though.
I'm gonna adjust my score for that, and then we'll run through it. Okay, so intro, Robin, the intro was solid. The one thing I've noticed a lot of people on this just want to make a quick point on it is where she asked about who called and you asked if it was Mike. When someone asks on the intro, especially who they talk to on the team, I'm big on just not staying on that point. I like to just divert to the, so you were interested in selling though, right? Like I don't want to really lean into the fact that they spoke to someone or who it was or whatever that might be, just because that can go down a rabbit hole. So I'm not really sure. Maybe it was Mike you spoke to on the team, but you are looking to sell, correct? Like I want the emphasis to be on but you are looking to sell, right? And then just keep the focus there. It'll allow me to kind of push past the who was it, right?
Okay.
But overall, clean, solid. Not really a lot more to do there. Rapport building, I'm gonna give you a 4.5. I agree with Daniel. A lot of these, I could have probably just given you 5s, but it's just nothing is perfect. And you of all people could probably just take it to that next level where it's like leaves you with that wow. So for that alone, I'd probably give you 4.5, but I'm probably being a little bit tougher than I need to be. Fact finding, I'll give you 4.5. I was actually going to lean 4, but I wasn't sure if you touched on that one air thing. And the one other thing, hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys.
Random.
The only thing you probably missed there is especially with airs when it's a bunch, it's almost like a problem rental property where I kind of want to get an idea if 1 or 2 or someone is going to be like a problem, right? Like who's on our team? Who do we have to worry about? How do we kind of work with them? So 4.5 on that. Overcoming objections, I would honestly, I'd give you a higher score than 5 if I could. And the thing I really liked is that you said you wanted to speak to everyone. She said no like 3 times, basically try to sidestep it, and you just did not let it go. Like people give up on that so quick, but someone who's, if you've dealt with any of these situations with estates, it's pointless. You are spinning your wheels if you are not addressing the entire estate. It's literally useless, unless maybe you have the executor, but even then, you really do need some semblance of a shared opinion before you can move forward. So I really like the fact that you didn't let that go. But from the competition standpoint, it's a choice because you spent a decent amount of time staying there, and it kind of costs you a little bit at the end on closing. So for that, I think you would have probably gotten to the solutions a little bit better if you had more time. So 4 on that, and then 3 on the follow-up. Again, I think I didn't want to ding you too much because I liked the choice that you made to stay on that, but it did cost you a little bit on time. But overall, I think you did a really good job. It was great.
Thank you.
Oh,
Let's go, Robin.
Why is my OCD freaking out right now? Because your 3 is out of place.
mine? Yeah, I don't know why the formula is doing this. I was bothering me
Am
too.
I the only person that being Samir? I'm like, bro, move
Yo, nah,
thing
that
over.
drives me
It
insane.
was.
bro.
You know what? Oh, there we go. I'll manually change it.
Thank you.
Yo, why does Google Sheets do that? That's
I
so
don't know.
dumb.
One in the
don't
chat
know.
if that was bothering you, just so we know.
No,
Yes.
it was.
fellow
It was.
I
weirdos.
thought I was
noticed.
the only one who noticed.
Yeah, I don't know
no,
why
no,
the
hold on.
formula-
Go back to that
Oh.
share real quickly, Samir.
Okay, hold on 1
Guys,
second, I got you, bro.
this is where understanding your strengths are. This isn't an accident. So when people ask questions like, "Are you sure? Can you really do this? Can you do this in 6 minutes?" Like 6 months ago, we did this again. Look at to the left. Couple places below. Look where Robin's score was.
Wow.
Guys, this is like what's the saying? Success leaves clues. There's context to this. Robin, you should be pissed at yourself that you're this good. and you're not where you want to be, right? We already discussed this. But look
I
at this,
am.
Robin, right? Every single time you should be crushing deals, right? Guys, these skills do not make a mistake. And guess what? Cassandra, who is here tonight, who is in this competition, I have every expectation her number's going to be up there too, right? It wasn't an
Me
accident.
too.
that
She's very good.
She's good, right? So guys, these things are duplicatable. They're trackable, and they do work. So I really, really think
Anybody
it's.
wants one.
Sales pitch, guys. Read this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what is that? Hold on. We have to
Uh-oh.
go.
Hold on. Yeah, let's make sure that everybody can see Robin. What are we talking about here, Robin?
Can you read it?
You know where liars go, don't you? Okay, where?
White House?
Oh my God, to the White House? That's hilarious.
What does it say under Washington, D.C.?
Washington, D.C.
That's
Let's
good.
go.
If anybody wants one, just let us know.
Gotcha. You guys get
Yo,
your
he's
shirts.
got one
from
on.
Robin
That's
and Lou.
great.
We got you covered.
I love it. That's
This
the
is,
best.
You notice how it did not lean in either political direction. They're all a bunch of damn liars. So
I love it. I love it. You got hit up Robin and Lou for
Angie said hi.
that's fantastic.
Sorry, stole the show.
Yeah, give him a hug for me too. But guys, it's duplicatable, guys. This is not an accident. You don't stumble upon this. You actually do it. And yes, so we're gonna do two more, guys. We're gonna have to this is something we're gonna have to work on. The judges, we talk a lot, and so it eats up a lot of time. This is why we had a timer in the past. We're gonna do two more, and we're gonna wrap this up tonight. Question: are you guys learning anything? Who's getting value tonight? Like, is there anybody that's actually enjoying themselves?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Just a tad. I Spy said just a tad. I love it. Okay, this is what this is for, guys. You can really, really learn a lot from these things. I mean, it's Friday night. We have about 100 people here throughout the night, give or take. And it's just, I really want this to be something that helps people learn. And these are real scenarios. And I promise you, stuff like this helps you more in real calls than you realize. And it's a good reflection than what people realize. Look, hit up Sharon if you guys need a private money loan. Cassandra's not going to be able to go. Okay. All right. I get that, Cassandra. I'm sorry. I don't know who Jeffrey is. Dylan, well, let me ask you this. Before we let this person go, is there anybody here that really, 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 really wants to go? Like, for example, Cassandra can't go because she's got to chuck deuces. Dylan really wants to go. Is there anybody that really, really wants to go? Say me in the chat real quick. Got 5, 4, 3, 2.
Rick does.
Rick, why are you
Rick
typing
Daniels.
so slow, man? It took him 15 minutes. So we'll do.
I'm saying I was trying.
Okay. All right. Remove everybody but Rick, Dylan, and John and Tim. And Angie.
Well, you just rolled me, so am I gonna go or no?
Do you want to?
I do. So I didn't go yesterday. So.
Oh yeah, then you're definitely.
You
going.
don't have to put me on there.
No, why? Okay. Remove Angie.
Well, I don't know if we have enough time.
Okay. Well, okay. So who was it that got selected last time?
You just spun it, and it was me, Jeffrey.
We just did Jeffrey.
Okay, Jeffrey's
type up
going.
in the
No,
chat, so I
Jeffrey,
thought
you're
I was gonna go
100% going. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Okay, so it's Jeffrey, and then it's going to be whoever else gets selected here. Jeffrey and Rick. There it is. Okay. This will be the final two for the night. I really hope you guys can have gotten a gauge. It will be a lot more strict. We're going to be dealing with weird situations. Do a spicy one. These last two, Savannah. Spicy.
You want me to make this spicy?
Everybody
I'm
gets
sorry.
Spicy. You don't
I'm
want
down
Savannah to
for it,
get
but
spicy.
this is basically my first call. So.
Your first call, like
First
ever?
call. Let's go,
much, yeah.
baby.
Let's go.
Man, all these people with their first calls. This is great.
I love it. And y'all just
I
coming
am-
out
I'm down
here
for it, sure.
being bold. I love it. All right. So, Jeff, do you go by Jeff or Jeffrey? I feel like I asked you this and you said you didn't care, but you prefer Jeffrey. Is that right?
Yeah, sure. I'll go by Jeffrey.
Okay. I feel like I have to say that with a British accent, if I'm being honest. Jeffrey, just to be proper. All right. Jeffrey's going. You know what this is. You got 6 minutes. You're going to be calling Savannah. Savannah, did you send the sauce in the chat?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
No
What are you,
worry.
asleep? What are you doing? What's happening?
I was typing.
Getting in character.
So if I just make a little comment, like the thing where you're basically saying our partner talked to you, and then we have no clue what we're walking into, which seems pretty artificial to me. All right, so if our partner talked to us, wouldn't we kind of know the situation a little bit?
Heck no. Do you know that on my team, reading notes and like doing research is like, I never want the notes. Listen to Pace. Pace never wants the notes. Do you know why, Jeffrey?
Well, then why do we even say that our partner talked to them?
Because it's a follow-up, and under those circumstances, it would be a follow-up, and you would have done that, or a VA or somebody on your team. I think partner's a generality for most people. It's just a warm lead, right, to Sharon's point. But here's my question.
Yeah, point being, it's not cold. Not a
Correct.
cold call.
It's not cold. It's not just out of the blue. But for me, I'll be honest with you. I literally never want that information. I do not. Don't tell me.
So like, you wouldn't even want to know, like, is this a foreclosure? Is this?
I don't care.
You
I mean,
know,
yeah,
like-
maybe, right? I guess. Like, if I have the information, you can tell me, but I don't need it. And do you know why that's important to me? Because in my
Well, I
opinion,
mean,
Go
the
ahead.
ability to like kind of do anything that makes sense, but I mean, it's almost like we're treating it like a cold call, but because we don't know what we're walking into. But our partner already talked to them, so it seems kind of strange to me.
yeah,
Write,
no,
write your own notes.
well, and that's what it is. So Jeffrey, just so we're clear, let's put this in a real scenario, right? Me and Samir's my partner. Samir tees up a lead for me, and I call, and he's like, yo, call this person. I had a conversation with them. He's on the road. He can't type anything. I'm not in the CRM. I'm making a phone call. Hey, you talked to my partner, Samir. That's a real scenario, right? I'm trusting that they sent it to me because there is some sort of motivation. You know what I don't trust? Another human being's ability to generate a great conversation. That's my job. And I understand that the best way for me to be able to actually get progress in the conversation is I have to get them to trust me. They're not going to share facts with me because of Samir's notes. They're going to share facts with me because I did a good job getting them to open up. Notes hinder your ability to ask the types of questions that they need to feel comfortable opening up with you. You'll skip over important stuff that reduces the likelihood of them opening up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why it is an actual valuable tactic, because I want to make sure I'm intentional. And if I do have notes, I'm going to say, I know he said this, but I really love to just hear it from your mouth directly and not play the telephone game. Feel free to walk me through the situation, because I genuinely want them to develop the same rapport with me that they have with my partner.
Yeah, one time I had a wholesaler bring me a lead. Wholesaler comes to me, he's like, Mike, I got this guy that's going through a short sale. He said he needs some advice on a short sale. Can you call him? So I'm like, yeah, great. Call the guy, and I'm like, hey, Dave, this is Mike. I'm partners with da-da-da-da-da. He said you might need some help with a short sale. Short sale? I'm not going through a short sale. And he like tears me a new one. You know what I'm saying? So because I assumed the guy didn't do his job, the wholesaler was not a short sale. Wholesaler didn't know what the heck he was talking about. Because I didn't just go in open-ended, I almost killed my ability to build rapport with this guy.
Yep.
So that's what I would do.
I usually just say, and it got played for a while, and I know people don't do it a lot. I just, hey, I had a note I'm going through, and if I'm calling at the end of the day, I'll be like, hey, I'm just kind of wrapping up. I know it's a little bit late in the day. I had a note that you were looking to sell your property. Is that still the case? Right? I'm just super, super vague about it because I want them to tell me. Yeah, Mike was about to all the way fall out. That would have been funny. Jeffrey, is it a fair assessment that you have integrator tendencies?
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. One in the chat.
I mean,
if you
I kind
think
of have
Jeffrey
big
has...
ideas, but
Go ahead.
I would say I kind of like I'm a kind of idea person, but I'm not like the face. Let's say.
Savannah, Samir, do you or do you not agree that Jeffrey is like a variation of LJ in the way he communicates?
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
LJ is somebody that's on the team, and you guys have very similar demeanors. So, okay. Jeffrey, you know what it is, man. You say ring, ring. Savannah's got a whole situation teed up. Dig as deep as you can. Pull out the shovel and get to the bones.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hello, Savannah?
Yeah, who's this?
Hi, this is Jeff. Are you the owner of the house on Main Street?
Yes.
I believe you spoke to my partner, Daniel, about selling your house.
Dan?
Whatever the case, you're trying to sell your house, correct?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Can you bring me up to speed with the situation?
Bring you up to speed?
So what's going on? Why would you like to sell your house?
Oh, yeah, I'm just moving, so I just want to sell this house.
Oh, are you moving out of the area or nearby?
That's a good question. Not sure yet.
Okay, so moving out seems to be the important part.
Yes,
Would that be
yeah.
fair to say?
I want to move out like tomorrow, like tonight, if I
Okay,
could move out
so
tonight.
is there something wrong with the house itself or something else?
No, I love, this was my dream house, but it's not a dream situation anymore.
Okay. Is it just a problem with the neighbors or anything like that? Or is it a personal situation? Just, I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't feel like going into it,
it's
you don't
real
have to.
personal. Yeah, it's real personal.
Okay.
We got
That's
some
fine.
unexpected guests that will not leave.
Oh, so you were living in the house or is this just
Yeah,
to
I live,
clarify?
yeah,
Okay.
I live in the house, yeah.
Okay, so how about obviously you want to sell the house. So let's go over the condition of the house. So there's somebody living in the house now, is that what I understand? That but you are not?
No, I live there. I have like an unexpected guest in my house, that will not leave. So, I mean,
Okay, so do you need help getting them out of your house or you just want to move out right away and leave them there sort of thing?
I've called the cops. They will not leave. I don't know what to do.
But you're still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Oh,
Still in
okay.
there, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your plan of, I'm trying to understand why so you don't have the ability to move, basically? Is that why you're still there?
I can't get this person out of my house, or should I say people. I want them to leave, but they won't. So I'm gonna sell the house because I'm not supporting these people anymore. They need to get on
Okay.
and get out.
Okay, so how about let's talk about the house itself, and so then I can create an offer for you, and then we can determine the best plan of how you actually move out.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you love about this house?
Well, like I said, it was my dream house. It was my picture perfect white picket fence life. Um, and it's a great condition. I've done a lot of upgrades to it over the years. It's a beautiful house. I wish I didn't have to leave.
Okay. Are there any repairs needed?
No, it's good. Everything's all good.
So all the maintenance has been done, the roof and the HVAC system, that's all kind of been taken care of over the years?
Yeah, it's great. No, everything's good. Everything's really
Okay.
good.
So is it basically move-in ready? Like there's nothing wrong? Like when you move out, I can get a tenant in there right away?
Yes, if you can get the people out, then yes, you can.
Okay. And let's see.
I know,
Are
like,
there any other?
they're not gonna move out on their own. It's gonna be a fight.
Okay. So I'll have to look at legality of that matter. So I'll have to do some research on that before we can make a final agreement, obviously. Are there any other decision makers that need to be involved in you signing a contract or anything?
Mm, well, my husband, but not sure if what he's going to agree to.
Okay. Now, how long have you been in the house?
Oh, we've lived there like probably close to 15 years already.
Okay. So it's fair to say you have a good amount of equity?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Are there any liens or bills that need to be paid off before you could sell the house?
No, we did put solar on there, but uh, that's just like, I think it's leased.
Oh, so it's a lease?
Yeah.
Okay. But you do have a mortgage on it still?
Yeah, but it's not much.
Okay. Let's see. What are you realistically hoping to get for the house?
Oh, I would love to get as much as possible. How much can you offer me?
Well, without seeing the house, it's hard to really say for sure. but judging by the
Oh, it's
condition of the
immaculate.
house,
Yeah, it's great. It's beautiful. It's all upgraded. Yeah,
okay. Well, so here's
like
what I can do.
HGTV, like top of the line everything. You know.
Oh, okay. That's very nice. But so you want to move out right away. The question is, how fast do you want to actually complete the sell?
You're asking when I want to sell it?
Yeah. When do you? Well, when
And
do you?
that's time, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes went fast. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to mix this up. It's Freaky Friday. We're going to get crazy with it. Here's what we're going to do. Mike, Samir, can somebody paste the criteria in the chat? Or Samir, can somebody paste the criteria in the chat? Guys, write down your scores privately. We're not going to share it, right? But I don't want to forget what we scored. So we're gonna go. We're gonna put our scores there. We're gonna save it. Rick's gonna go.
I'm not.
Okay. Rick's gonna go. If Rick doesn't uncover the motivation, we're gonna let one more person go. Right? This is the big boss at the end of the night that somebody's got to uncover. And I'm not trying to get off until we uncover what's happening. So no pressure, Rick. But we're gonna have to let somebody go after you and see if we can get this thing uncovered. Oh, Ashley just showed up crazy late. Welcome. So that's the situation. All right, so guys, go ahead and put this. I'm putting my scores in here.
Why is my heart beating like on my shirt?
It should. That's the goal. That means you're doing it right. Pardon us, guys. Rick, how are you feeling, man? While we're putting our scores down.
Very nervous, but
I like it.
Come on, man.
I'm committed. I'm in it. Hey, I'm here. So I'm out of my comfort zone for real.
Give me 1 second. I just have to grab a charger.
Okay.
Rick, do you know you look like Mike Tyson's dad?
No. That's the first time anybody's ever said that to me. Thank you. I don't know what his dad looks like, but I'm pretty sure he looks
Does anybody know what Mike
great.
Tyson's dad looks like?
Handsome guy, probably.
I'm just saying he looks like Mike Tyson.
Oh.
He's just
Yeah,
calling.
no,
He's
little
just
face
calling.
tat.
He's just calling.
You're not
you
making no
old,
friends there.
Is what I'm hearing, Rick. He said you're old.
Yeah, probably. I am.
Rick,
old.
I think you look younger than Mike Tyson, bro.
How old do you think I am?
Nah, you say it like that. I already know it's not. I don't want to put my guess out there first. I have a guess.
Okay. All right.
Mike, you got to put a guess, bro.
Yo, you are a freaking closer, bro. Why you do this to me? You know you're doing. Like,
You got all these people here, man. You asked the direct question.
I'm gonna say 50, bro.
50.
Damn, thank you.
All right.
How young do you feel?
Ooh.
Hey, Savannah's a closer too.
Savannah's a closer
Age is
too.
nothing but a number, right?
Let's
That's it.
go. Oh, so Rick's a G.
It's all a mindset.
Okay.
It's all a mindset. 32. I like that.
I like. Okay.
32.
So with all of this newfound youthful exuberance, Rick, I'm expecting a fantastic performance on this call. You got 6 minutes to try to uncover all of the details in this saucy situation. My question is,
All right.
are you going to do it? That's the question.
Let's find out.
Hold on, bro. You
What?
ain't getting out of
What?
this.
What?
You gotta guess his age, bro.
Nah, the way he said it like that, I'm feeling like it's got to be like 63, 64. If I had like that I would say 59 if that was my guess. But when you say, "Oh, you're not gonna guess," I'm feeling like he's 85, but he's a vegan and he does upside down push-ups at the park in Brooklyn, and so he just that's why he looks like he's 48.
57, bro. 57.
57. Okay, all right.
57.
57.
Rick looks good, man. Do you even
And
have a
he's
wrinkle, bro?
he's a veteran. Like I feel like veterans usually like been through a lot. Like, you know,
They
that
have.
was a
That's a
stressful
whole-
career, right?
Wait,
It's a
Rick,
whole nother
tell the
Zoom.
truth, man. Do you even have a wrinkle? I don't think you have one. Tell the truth.
It's not visible.
Bro, Lord, get on the call, bro. Get on the call, bro. Get on the call.
My guy said it's not visible. He just made so many.
I don't
so
even know
many
exactly what that
enemies
means,
right
but it's
now.
cold though.
Yo.
Yeah,
Freaky
I just
Friday,
learned
y'all acting
everything I needed to know about Rick in his early 20s, right? I
That's
could
it.
see him doing stuff like this with his hands on a regular basis, right?
Oh my God. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, whenever you're ready, man.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello,
Hey, is this Savannah?
who's this?
This is Rick Daniels. I'm with Creative Home Solutions.
Okay.
You spoke with my partner about your home the other day. I was wondering if it was still for sale.
Yes, it is for sale.
That's
Not sure.
awesome.
Yeah, but I haven't talked to a lot of people, so I'm not sure exactly who.
Yeah, well, I'm the most important person right now. I'm the buyer. So
Okay.
I'm looking at making an offer, but I wanted to get some more information on your property if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. What do you need to know?
Well, first of all, I want to know, it's such a beautiful place. Why are you selling?
It is such a beautiful place. Tricky situation, and just need to get out of here as soon as possible.
Oh man, what's going on?
Got some people in here that overstayed their welcome. Well, they were never welcome. Well, it's
Hmm.
just complicated.
Yeah,
It's
I hear you.
a whole lot of
Well,
drama.
man, that sucks. So, do you know them? Are they relatives or friends of relatives, or what's going on there?
One of them I don't know.
Oh boy.
She thinks she owns my house, walking around there like she owns the place, but
Hmm. Hopefully it's not twin sister.
don't disrespect me like that.
I'm so sorry. How about if you can give me more information on your situation, if you can give me more information about what's going on in there, I can try to find you a place to go, or you need some help finding another property or anything like that. You have a place to go if you want to get out.
I don't know exactly where I'm moving to yet. I never thought I'd be moving. This is my dream house, but things change. People
Okay.
change.
Yeah. So are you the only one that's on the mortgage, or is someone else that that we need to
Um,
motivate to sell, or
my husband's on there.
okay.
My
So are you
husband.
both moving together?
No, he can move into a box. I don't care what he does. He
Oh
can.
boy. Well, I'm sorry about that situation. So, um, it sounds like you're having a rough time with that situation, and that, you know, it's something that I wouldn't want anyone to have to go through. Um, I do have some options that, we can explore on helping you. I have lots of friends everywhere that if you need a place to stay, we can get you in a new place. We can even help you move some of your stuff. I got some big guys that can come by and escort you to where we need to go. If you're, you feel like you're being threatened or anything, I just want to be like the solution for you. And at the same time, buy your property so that I could, help out in that way.
That's how you
So
can help me. Just buy my property and give me the most amount of money.
how
And I'll
much are you
go.
looking for?
Uh, I think 680 is fair. 680 is
680?
fair. Yeah.
Uh,
But it
Would
might
you
come
get,
with some tenants, so I don't know if you're okay with evicting some people
I got
because
a
I don't think they're
strong,
gonna leave.
I got a strong eviction game. So that's not a problem. How's the condition of the inside of the house? Is there any damage or anything like that, destructive, or drug use, alcohol use, or anything like that?
The house is fine. The house is fine. I mean, there is damage to my heart,
Yeah,
but house is fine.
yeah, that's a tough decision and this situation to be in, and it sounds like you're doing pretty well. So you sound like a pretty strong person um, dealing with this. What what can we do to help you through this situation other than getting you the price that you were asking for? If I can get
Um,
you if I can get you that price or close to
mhm.
that price, when would you be willing to close? Would you want to get out of there immediately?
I want to get out.
And-
Yeah, I would get out of here tonight. I will leave everything behind. I don't.
Okay,
I
would
just
you
want
need
to.
help?
I just want a fresh start.
Okay, hey, I hear you there. And you have a place in mind or, you know,
Uh,
another relative to stay with, or do you need help finding a place there too?
I mean, I could stay with a girlfriend for a little bit till I figure out. I just want to be out of here. This is not. This is not the situation for me.
Okay, how about we set up a time where you and I can sit down and we can go over some numbers and some situational solutions. Maybe we can meet at a local Starbucks or somewhere away from the house, and then you know, we could come up with a pretty good game plan. I'm confident that I can help you get through this. So me and my team will be more than happy to, you know, to do whatever we can to get you taken care of. What do you think?
Okay, that's
Okay,
fair.
so let me get your the telephone number that I have here is a good number to call you.
Yeah.
Uh, you think I should text first, or because I don't want to alarm anyone that may be
Yeah.
uh,
No. 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 I have. Yeah. No. No one's checking
okay.
my phone. Just don't come
Okay.
by the house.
Oh, trust me, what it sounds like, you wouldn't want me to do that anyway. So
All
I look
right,
forward to
there we
talking to you.
go. That's time. 6 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, we didn't do it. We didn't uncover the motivation, right? I feel like Rick got a little farther than Jeffrey did, but we're still not there. We're not at the finish line. There's still time on the clock. Who's willing to do one more? Say me in the chat if you're willing to do one more, so that way we can.
I'd like to see one of you guys. One of you guys are really good at it. Do this case.
I would love to do it. My only issue is I know the motivation, so it's a little bit unfair. I still would have to do the work to get there, so you could kind of see it, but I do have a little bit of an advantage over you guys. So let's see. Savannah, show who's there.
Who's on my spinny wheel?
Who's on the spinning wheel? Who we got?
I have Angie, Tim, John, Dylan.
Angie, Tim, John, Dylan. Dylan just walked away, didn't he? Oh, no, Dylan's right there. Dylan, you want to take a crack at this bad boy?
I haven't heard a single call.
Fantastic.
So I'm
That's
walking
even better.
in totally dark.
Let's go.
No, good. Okay, so here's the situation. Let me get you up here, bro. Let me get you up here. All right, guys.
Catch me up
So
to speed. I have no idea.
we have a situation on our hands, right? And Savannah is the bearer of this situation. Problem is, nobody has been able to uncover the situation in question. We let two people go. So guys, write down your scores for Rick. We'll go through all of them. So everybody gets their scores before we wrap up. We'll go through them super quick. I already have all mine down. So make sure you guys give Rick his stuff. But I want to make sure that we get it. So the goal is, Dylan, people are circling around what the real issue is. No one's uncovered the issue. Nobody. So my hope is somebody can actually uncover the issue. You think you
Okay.
got it? There's no pressure. It's a little bit of pressure.
No pressure whatsoever.
Oh, all right. Okay.
All right.
All right. Now Dylan's the one doing this with his hands. Okay. So we have 6 minutes. I'm gonna put the timer up.
Okay.
I just put my back.
Do I
my
get
hat-
any background? So I literally have just been on phone calls.
I just put
what
my
do I
hat
get?
backwards,
Nothing?
like it's over the top. So
You
one in the
get
chat.
nothing, bro.
You get nothing, bro. It's a role play.
You get nothing but a name.
Rick got
bro.
a little bit, but
in
not
that
much.
hair, bro. You
that
got
hair.
nothing but
That
a
hair's a
name in
W.
that
You
hair.
like it, bro? Shout out to my barber, bro.
Hey,
like it.
hey, listen, man. Us barbers out here.
Shout out to you not saying hairstylist.
Oh no.
Oh.
So Dylan thinks he's got it. Me and Mike got our hats backwards, like over the top. One in the chat if you get the reference for over the top. Dylan, you got 6 minutes. So you understand the rules of what we're doing here, right? You understand that much at least?
I got 6 minutes. I mean, I've just been on phone calls all night. I haven't.
Perfect.
To be honest, heard one call.
So here's what happens. It's round 2. This is what you're going to be experiencing in round 2. It's just a practice night. Savannah's the seller. Round 2 is full of crazy twists and turns, and you're graded on your ability to uncover the real meat and potatoes in a short period of time. They've touched on it. Nobody's actually gotten there. So I'm hoping you can do that. Savannah, Make them earn it. Don't make it
Yes.
easier on Dylan than it has been on anybody, right? Like you started opening up a little bit too quickly to Rick, right? But I think it's gettable. You just got to get it, and then kind of go from there. So that being said, Dylan, whenever you're ready, you say wing 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 wing. You say wing wing.
Wing
Hey,
wing.
really
Um,
quick, really quick,
ahead.
Robin, could you do me a favor? Could you score the last three? Well, including this one, because I got a jet.
Did you send her your numbers, or did you send, or she can do her own? She got it.
Cool.
Send her your
Fam.
numbers just in case, so that way if she forgot. But
Robin, you got it. Robin got her number. She's good.
okay. Say wing wing.
Okay, wait. I don't get to know if it's cash, creative. I don't
Bro,
know. I
call
don't
the
know anything.
lead.
All right. All right. Let me set a timer. 6 minutes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Savannah. My name is Dylan. I am just another annoying person calling you about your property on 123 Main Street.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure you've been getting a ton of phone calls. I saw that this was recently listed, and I thought I'd reach out and see if you're still interested in selling that property.
I am interested in selling.
Okay, awesome. So you're entertaining offers. Yeah, I'm an investment company. We buy a couple of rentals and fix and flips in this area every month. So I'd love to be able to take a look at the property and be able to make you an offer. Has anyone made an offer to you that makes sense, or can you tell me a little bit about the calls that you've gotten so far?
Um, I, I'm just looking for the, best offer. So I guess, but I, I do want to move quickly. So I'm looking for someone that can close pretty quickly.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, my team, we do buy a handful of properties in this area every month, so we are very serious. I can send you a proof of funds to let you know that we are serious and not curious. Can you tell me, to be honest, I can't really tell if you would be serious about selling. What has you thinking about making this move?
This house is no longer serving me. This life is no longer serving me.
This life is no longer serving you? Gotcha. Okay. So if someone could come up to the price that you're asking and it made sense for you, you would sign a dotted line today, you'd say?
Please, yes, if you can get me out of this mess today, I'd be forever grateful. I
Gotcha.
don't want to
Okay.
have to wake up another day in this house.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm very curious, Savannah. I talk to a ton of people every single day. Most people are not as quick to say that they're willing to sell their home. We do a lot of other stuff as well too. I help people in bad situations. Is there any way you can tell me a little bit of a story about why you need to get out so quick?
I have an unwanted guest. I don't even want to say guest in my house that will not leave. And it's just become a mess. I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to move on.
Gotcha. Okay. It sounds like, if I may be frank, is it a nasty divorce situation going on?
You could say that.
Okay, understood. I won't pry much further. We deal with these all the time, right? So, whether anything turns south, right, we'd be able to help you get out of the property. So you're still living in there with your unwanted guest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they on title at all? Do they own the property with you, or is it just you?
Yeah, my husband, we purchased this house together like 15 years ago.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, do you have a price in mind that you'd like to sell the property for?
I'd like to get the most amount of money I can for it.
Absolutely. So, for me, it's tough, right? I'm just looking at some pictures on Google Street View, so I don't know the condition of the property. Can you tell me, is it in good shape?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's
Okay.
it's beautiful. I've completely redesigned it.
Okay. So it's turnkey, no work needed. Amazing. So I'd love to be able to put an offer in front of you. Can I ask what have you looked into just listing the property with a realtor?
I don't think it's an option because I don't think I can get the house vacated.
Okay. So this is a tough scenario, right? Because both you and your husband own the property. He would have to agree to this, right? Have you had a conversation with him about selling the property?
We're not on the best terms right now, but he's just gonna have to accept it. Like, he's not keeping this house.
Understood. Okay. Unfortunately for me, I would, it wouldn't make any sense for me to send you an offer or anything like that unless I knew he was on board, right? I could get you I could send you a check for $1 million for the property, but if he's not willing to sell, then we can't do anything. Would it make sense for me just to call him as a cold caller and see if he's open to selling the property?
Okay.
Yeah, let me do that. Why don't I give him a call? I won't say that I talked to you or anything like that. Would you mind texting me his number?
Yeah. Okay. I just texted it to you.
Okay.
Call him right now.
Okay. Okay. I'll call him right now. If he's open to it, I'll give you a call back. We'll schedule a showing. I'll come take a look at the property, or maybe you can just send me some pictures. I'll send you an offer. And if you like what you see, we can get escrow open and hopefully close in a couple of weeks.
Perfect.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Savannah. I really appreciate your time. Like I said, our company, not only are we in the business of real estate, but we do have a ton of resources. So if there's anything you need from me,
I'm so sorry. I'm getting another call, but thank you. Yeah, just give him a call right now.
okay, will do. Thank you, Savannah.
Dylan, you got a 3-minute extension.
Yeah.
I got 16 seconds, Savannah. You're cutting me off. I got
level 2. You got a 3-minute extension. Go.
I got 11 seconds. Savannah, if I may, before you
No.
leave,
She's gone. Say
No,
ring.
call
You're
the
calling the
husband.
husband.
Oh, I'm calling the husband?
Yep.
All right, who's the husband? Are you the
Say
husband?
ring.
D?
Say ring. You don't know. She didn't give you that information. Figure it out, bro.
Ring, ring.
Yep.
Hi, is this Jeremy?
Yeah, who's asking?
Hey, Jeremy, my name's Dylan. I am sure I might be just another annoying person. I'm giving you a call about your property on 123 Main Street.
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, I'm a local buyer in the area. My team and we buy a handful of properties every month. I'm just looking to see if you consider selling that property.
Not really thinking about it, but what, you got an offer in mind or something?
Not off the top of my head. I'd like to see the property, make sure it's in good condition, all that good stuff. But you're not thinking about selling it, but you would entertain an offer?
I mean, why not? I'm enjoying life. I'm staying here with my girl, so I don't know why I'd sell.
Right. Okay. So I am looking for properties that make sense as rental properties. If I was able to get you a number, do you know what that would be? What would make you happy at the end of the day to walk away?
I mean, I upgraded once. If this allows me to upgrade again, why not?
Okay. So it sounds like you're not really motivated to sell, but if you got a number you couldn't refuse, you would take it.
Like I said, it can't hurt to explore my options. Never been
Okay.
shy about that.
Okay. Sweet, man. Well, can you tell me about the condition of the property? Is it in good shape? You guys are living there right now, obviously, right?
Yeah, it's in great shape.
It's in great shape. Okay. Right on. Well, let me ask you this. If I was able to get a number that makes sense for you, how soon would you be looking to sell? Would you move out in 2 weeks, you think?
2 weeks is probably a little bit tight, but I mean, what do you need to do? Do you need to come see it in person?
Yeah, if that's cool with you, maybe I can come see it, or have one of my contractors stop by, just verify that, there's not the roof falling off or anything like that. We do buy a lot of property sight unseen, just based off of pictures as well too. So yeah, let's see, would this Tuesday at 4 or 6 be good for you for me to stop by?
I'm not too sure about this week, but I don't know, give me a call in a couple weeks. Maybe I'll be free then.
In a couple of weeks. Okay. We are buying pretty quick, man. I got a couple of other properties I'm looking at closing hopefully in the next couple of weeks, actually. So if I was able to move on this, it would have to be soon. Would you be able to send me some photos of the property by chance?
I could work on some picks, but to be honest, man, I'd have to talk to my ex about all this, and that's the last person I want to talk to right now. So I don't know if a couple weeks is gonna work.
Gotcha. Okay, your ex, is she still living in the property? Is that
Nah,
who owns the house with
not
you?
at all. No,
Okay.
it's not my ex.
All right, there we go.
Gotcha.
That's it with the extension in time. Ladies and gentlemen, all right. So I'm a little torn here. Do we understand the situation finally? Does everybody understand the situation, right? So
Samir made himself an upgrade inside the house.
Samir decided to move his mistress into the house while Savannah's still there, right? And so Savannah's in this prison, and it's a whole rough situation. Shout out to you for getting there. Do you guys, so now that everybody knows, do you guys want to get to the story? Or do you guys want to hear how maybe I would approach a situation like this? It will, again,
Okay, 6 minutes on the clock for DQ. Let's go.
All right. What were you saying, Dylan?
Yeah, let's I don't know. I wanna see how you'd approach it. Most definitely. I mean, he didn't sound motivated. I'm like, well, all right, man. Well, if you don't really want to sell, I
Sitting there
can't.
chilling with this girl.
Right.
You sound a little salty about that.
Upgrade. He already upgraded once.
Okay.
That was so funny. Oh my God, I was dying.
All right, Savannah, I'm gonna go ahead and call. Let's see how it goes, and then we'll grade it out. If you guys want to grade me, you guys can score me if you want. If not, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. I'm gonna remember Dylan's score because it's pretty recent, and I have some pretty clear points on that. I already have everybody else's written down. You guys decide if you want to score me on this, and then we're gonna go. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Is
anybody else timing as well, or do you just want me to use my timer?
I'll time.
That was all part of the show, Oliver. I had to raise the desk slowly as we led up to this. All right. Hold on. Let me reset. Ring, ring.
Wing, wing.
Wing, wing.
Hello.
Hey, Savannah.
Yeah.
Hey, Savannah. My name's Daniel. Looks like you had spoken to somebody on my team recently about a property that you were interested in selling. Wanted to see kind of if that's still the case and how that process has been going.
Haven't sold it yet.
Oh, interesting. So how's it been going? What have you found up to this point?
I'm just trying to find someone that can close quickly and give me as much as they can so I can move on.
Amazing. How much are you looking for, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm thinking like 680.
680. Okay. So you're thinking 680 cash, and that's it? Deal's done?
Well, yeah, if you can close quickly.
Okay. I guess my other question would be, what do you know off the top of your head? I'll do my own research, but how much do you think the property's worth?
680.
So, okay, so you want market value for the house. Okay. Have you thought about listing it with an agent?
Can't really do that, but
Interesting. Why not?
well, first, I don't want it to sit on the market for months and months and months. I want it to be done pretty quickly, and I'm not exactly sure the house will be ready to
Okay.
be, yeah.
Well, I guess to get to really what's more important, what has you interested in selling in the first place?
Not, it's my dream house, but not the dream situation anymore. So I just have to accept life and move on.
Okay. Sounds like there's maybe some personal stuff going on.
You could say that.
Okay. These are tough situations, and obviously it's not my place to pry, but one of the ways I'm able to kind of get through these situations and help as much as possible is to kind of understand what's going on. In my experience, usually people don't like selling their dream house. So something pretty serious has to be going on to make you want to do that. Like what is that situation looking like?
A separation.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Is your husband on board with selling the property as well?
I don't know what he's doing with his life. It's like a midlife crisis or something, but it needs to be done. This needs to be over.
Gotcha. Okay. Is he on title by chance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Paint me the, like, what's the best case scenario here in your opinion? Like, if what needs to happen in order for this to work out exactly the way you need it to happen?
Well, I mean, I just want to be out of here. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to wake up another day in this house in this miserable life. I know I'm probably going to have to split whatever, we make out of this house. So I just want to make sure that it's enough money that I can move on.
Okay. That makes sense. Do you know how much equity you have, or is that something you haven't really looked into yet?
I don't know the exact number, no.
Okay. So I totally hear where you're coming from, and first and foremost, Savannah, I'm sorry you're going through that. It's got to be a tough situation. I've never been in there in a situation like that, so I cannot imagine what you're going through right now. If there's anything I can do to help, I'm happy to do that. Talk to me about your husband's situation. Is he open to selling? I know you said you're not really sure. Do you think it makes sense for us to maybe have a conversation with him to really get a picture as to where he's at?
Haven't communicated with him much.
Okay. Well, I mean, let me ask you this. This sounds like it would be tough for you to kind of get through to him with, and you don't really want to talk to him. Would it be easier if I just chatted with him for you?
You could, but I would not tell him that you've talked to me.
Okay.
It's
I
not-
mean, do you
he's
feel
kind of
comfortable getting him on
my
a three-way?
life.
Do you feel comfortable getting on maybe a three-way call, or would you rather I call him separately?
I would not feel comfortable with that.
Okay. Text me his number, and I'll just give him a call. Let me get a feel for what's going on, and then we'll follow up.
Okay, just texted it to you.
Okay, perfect. All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, my name's Daniel. Looking through a note that I had on my desk here, and it looked like somebody on my team was looking at a property. Do you own the property out there on Marshmallow Street?
Yeah, I do. What about it?
Gotcha. Had you chatted with somebody about selling that property by chance?
No, not me. But what are you guys looking at? Buying it?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, if you were interested in selling, what would have you interested in actually doing that?
It would just have to be the right offer. I mean, I'm not really looking to sell, but if I could get some money out of it, why not?
Okay. So what kind of an offer would you like? Like, what would make you say, yeah, you know what, I'll sell this thing?
To be honest, man, I haven't looked at any numbers, but want probably a little bit over what it's worth. If I'm gonna have to leave, it's got to be worth the trouble, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Sorry, I'm getting a message from somebody on my team here. So what I'm understanding here is you're not interested in selling, and if the only way you would sell is if somebody got you like a really, really good offer.
Yeah, man. I'm staying here, I'm chilling out. It's just me and my girl, so I mean, why would I leave?
Interesting. Okay. Do you know if she would be open to selling?
Wow. I don't know. I haven't really talked to her about it.
Gotcha. But would she be like a decision maker on the deal if you ended up trying to make a decision like that?
My ex would. My girl isn't.
Oh, so your ex is on the deed as well.
Yeah.
And then there's time. There it is. So, sorry guys, hold on one second. Go ahead, chat, Samir. Go ahead, bro. I'm trying to do some messages real quickly while we're doing this. Hold
on. Sweet. Well, Savannah, actually, let's get your opinion because you had a longer conversation with DQ. What did you feel was different?
Did Daniel get to it though? Like,
Nope.
Like
he didn't. And that's the thing. Like I got about as far as Dylan did.
Yeah.
We got about to the same spot, right?
What could you actually ask, Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, technically, Dylan did get a 3-minute extension. I didn't give myself the 3-minute extension, right? So technically, I got about to the same place. I didn't even think about that.
Yes, he was starting to open up.
Yeah. But so here's where I mean, I could have factored that in. Me and Dylan got almost to the exact same space. This is where you have to get to managing your time well, right? I apologize, guys. I was trying to message while we were doing this. This is where it's important to really manage your time well, because when you're dealing with stuff like this, you're going to have to kind of dig in. Now, I got a little bit, okay, cool. Well, Angie, talk to us. How are you feeling about tonight? Give us some feedback on this whole entire thing. Obviously, Dylan's on your team. This is a weird.
This was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah. This was really fun.
Okay.
I'm ready.
You're ready to go.
Not tonight.
Not tonight,
Well,
because you got to go
yeah,
to
'cause
dinner.
I have a dinner date, yeah. Me and Dom.
Ooh, who
We
you-
do date night every Friday.
Let's go. All right, Dom, I see you, bro. So you are competing, right? What do you think? Like, does this give you a little bit of insight as to what you need to prepare for?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, it'll be good. How do you think Dylan did?
I think he did great.
He did fantastic. I think he did.
Yeah.
He got to the root of the situation, and that's really what you.
And he was like, well, how was I supposed to know any of that? I go, well, you weren't on the last call, so you got, like, I knew exactly from when
Well,
the
and
first call.
here's what I love about this, guys, and this is where I really love these types of conversations because, you know, Dylan got a 3-minute extension, but why did he get that extension? And I don't know if we'll do extensions in situations like this on the live thing. I'll decide, right? The reason I gave him that extension is because he got farther than anybody else did, and that's my point, guys. 2, 3, 4, 5 people could try the same situation and not get somewhere, right? And you come in and you get it faster, right? I came in and I was able to do it in 6 minutes. It took him 9 minutes, but these other guys didn't even get close, right? So what does this mean? What it means is you guys are calling people that are being called by 100 other people who aren't opening up doors that you can be opening, right? And so if you have somebody calling before you and they're like, oh, I'm getting all of these calls, your job is to be Dylan and say, that's great, but let me explain to you. And maybe you're not saying that verbally. Rick said it verbally, and I liked it. I gave him points for it. But what you need to explain to them is like, well, I'm going to explain to you why I'm I'm different than all of the other people that you're talking to in this circumstance, why I'm the guy that you need to work with. And I think that's really what it comes down to. So guys, you literally are calling against a bunch of people, but you've just heard how 3 different people and one person is the only one that actually got the job done. Be the one that gets the job done.
I would have got that out of her right away. I would have been like, what happened?
Yep.
What the heck?
Yeah.
All right, let's get him out of there. Just kidding.
I feel like Angie would have been like, girl, like, let's screw this guy. Let's take him for all he's worth.
Yep. A lady in a situation like that, this is where, guys, y'all would have crushed, right? Because I'm a dude. And like, we're like, all of us are guys that called. So we got to be respectful, right? Girls could be like, girl, you sound sad. What happened?
I would have been like, no way. Oh
I
my
feel like Samir
gosh.
could do that too, though.
Yeah, Samir could get away with that. Samir could get 100% get away with
You know,
that.
the only thing that what I was thinking about most was like the boundaries of my own personal relationship. Like, you know, is it kind of risky? So I would actually say, let me invite my wife. My wife and I will meet you because that kind of
that's super
situation
smart.
was kind of like, so.
And so for me, like when she first, like I was trying to, when I was doing the role play, I'm like, how can I be fair and not cheat and ask questions earlier? There are probably some questions I would have asked earlier than instead and then spending like the first 2 minutes talking about what are you looking to get for the house, right? But I was trying to like balance that out. But I think that like to that point, being cautious of that, and when you do these things, these are the things that you have to factor. You have a short amount of time. And so you have to be really, that's a purpose of tonight, to show you guys, here's all the different things that can pop up. Here's the things you need to factor. I don't have an hour. I have 6 minutes. How do I choose my time wisely, but actually still get as far as possible? Samir very made it clear, Samir is not leaving that house. Him and his new girlfriend are going to stay right next door in the other bedroom. And who's in the master bedroom is what I want to know. Did you at least give him the spare room, Samir, Savannah, or you let him stay in the master bedroom?
He's in the garage.
He's in the garage with his girl? Okay. Okay. All right, guys, let's wrap this thing up. Let's get this scoring done. Samir, scare the scoring. Let's do the scoring for everybody, and then we will wrap up for the evening.
Okay, hold on.
Who's
Bye,
excited to see
everybody.
what this? Bye. See you later, Angie. Enjoy your date night.
Bye, Angie.
Kids behave themselves. All right,
Uh,
so we're gonna do Jeffrey first. I'm going through my scores.
Okay, Jeffrey. Okay, go.
All right, it was strength of intro 3, rapport building 2, fact finding and uncovering motivations 2, overcoming objections 2, presentation of solutions and follow up 0.
Okay.
Go ahead, and then we'll talk through it afterwards. I'm gonna put this thing. See you later, Junior.
Who else was scoring? Because Mike's not here, right? And I was a seller.
It'll be me, you, and Robin.
Okay, Robin, you want to go ahead?
Okay. For Jeffrey, I did 2 for strength of intro.
Oh,
I did 1 for rapport building, and you want to talk about it later, right? The whys?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can go into why.
Okay, for the rapport building, she said a couple things that I felt like left an opportunity wide open for him to ask a little more of a probing question. But he didn't do that. But that all is just part of the what seems like maybe uncomfortableness or newness of being in here. So I mean, it just is what it is. It's not bad. I did fact finding. I did 2. Overcome objections. I didn't feel like we overcame any objections, so I said 1. Presentation of solutions. I didn't feel like we offered any solutions, so 1, and a 0 because we ran out of time and there wasn't any follow-up.
Okay, sweet. I'm just gonna run through my scores. So I did 2.5, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 0. I do not remember my feedback, so I'm gonna just leave it at the scores. And I will I'm sorry? Who's talking?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard somebody. Okay, so Jeffrey, we have.
Boom. Jeffrey, I'm going to give you a quick summary of mine, bro. The reason why I gave you that score is because you were a lot more monotone. You were a lot more reserved. You were a lot more held back in your questioning. I don't think what you were saying was bad. I don't think that over time you would have gotten there. I think for the sake of this kind of a competition and for the sake of, in a competition like this, you have to fast forward 6 months, right? Now, how realistic is that?
Like, that was, that would be a tricky one for me, I think, in any case, but certainly being new didn't help. But then also just, that's probably one that I just, you don't win them all.
No,
but don't be discouraged, Jeffrey, because new or not, it doesn't matter. We all got to start someplace, and safe place. We all have fallen.
Well, yeah. I mean, kind of what I'm saying is that it's some people you're more suited to talk to, other people you're not. Like, so this particular case, the way that she was guarded, that's, I would never really be that strong of that sort of situation.
Yeah, she was not giving up details.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Like it's tough. There were a number of times as I'm listening to y'all's calls where I'm like, man, I would have just asked it this way. I would have said it this way. And she teed up for some of you guys more than she teed up for Dylan or me, right? Because at the end she was a little bit more like reserved towards the things. You guys had some opportunities like where she was teeing it up. I had to message her like pull it back a little bit because she was really kind of getting close. And some of the people in the chat, just so you guys are clear, I erased somebody's comment in the chat who figured it out before Dylan went, right? So it is possible to figure this stuff out. It is possible to have the insight. And so like, these are all things that you can learn. I think for you, Jeffrey, being so much newer into this, just realize that a competition like this is showing you what's possible, showing you what you can look like if you're willing to put in the work. And maybe this would have taken you 1.5 years, 2 years to get here. Well, maybe now you get here in 6 months because you're looking at it from the frame of what's possible, and you're starting from a farther place because your perspective's different, right? There's a thing, I think it's called like worst dating, right? Where they create this scenario and it's like the worst case scenario. So that way the best case scenario is actually really, really good, right? Or the bad scenario is not that bad. And so when you get through these worst case scenarios, the real situations are going to seem super easy. But good stuff. All right, here's my stuff for Rick. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, gotcha. Shoot.
I gave him a 3 for the intro. It was a 2.5. I gave him an extra half a point for the you're not going to have to work with anybody else line as he was rubbing his hands together. Rapport building, I gave him a 3.25. 3 for uncovering motivation, 3 for overcoming objections, 4 for presentation of solutions, and a what did I give him for the follow-up? I don't see what I wrote down here for a follow-up. Where did I put it? Give him a 3 for follow-up. For me, it's real simple. Rick, your presentation of solutions was powerful in that you empathetically explained to them, look, I got people, we got your back if you don't feel safe. Like all of that stuff that you did, I thought was fantastic. I really, really did. I didn't give you more on rapport because, like I gave for whoever went earlier, they got good rapport, but they were saying nice things and it got reciprocated, right? It was Robin. Robin's rapport got reciprocated. It didn't get reciprocated back to you, right? That, wow, I really, really appreciate that, which means that it didn't deliver the way you wanted, but you still attempted to deliver it. And as a result, that's why I kind of gave you that score. I think if you would have gotten that reciprocation, your score would have definitely been a lot higher, because I think that the willingness to offer those things was really, really good. I think that you could do a little stronger in the intro, getting kind of to the point. And overall, I think you did a great job, man. I think, just asking those hard questions and being willing to really probe where you need to is the differentiator here.
Thank you.
Robin? Oop. Oh, okay. I will throw my scores up in that case.
Okay, when you do
unless
yours, I'll
Robin
be
could-
straight back.
Yeah, no worries. For intro, I will give you 3. Rapport building, I will give you 3.5. I think you did a good job at kind of reassuring her through it. Fact finding, I'll give you a 2.5. I don't think we really got into the depths of the husband thing. 3 on objections. I'll also give you 4 on solutions, and I'll give you a 2 on strength of close and follow up. I don't really know if we got there the way we wanted to. I'll just keep it super general on it. The thing that you did that I like best was your attempt at being sympathetic and being reassuring about whatever the situation was. I think you didn't really have an exact idea, hence you went the route of almost, giving her an enforcer, security type of people. But I feel like, kind of what you mentioned, your overall demeanor was trying to be more respectful and not to pry too much. So I think even though it was a limitation, you probably didn't need to set on yourself. With that, you still at least tried to present her something that you felt like would help, right? I just think if you were able to dig a little deeper, you could have probably been a little more directed or intentional with whatever help you offered. But overall, I think you did a solid job.
Thank you.
No worries. Do we give it a second for Robin? Oh, there she is.
There we go. She's
Okay, I'm sorry.
No
Go
worries.
ahead.
Real life situation. My dad is living here after a stroke, so I have to kind of jump sometimes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we are I'm on Rick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I did 3 for the intro because I liked how strong he was. He was confident. I did 3 for the rapport building. I did also 3 for the facts, 2 for objections, 3 for solutions. Again, for the same reason as you, Daniel, he was throwing out all kinds of ways that he might be able to help solve her problems, even though he didn't know what they were exactly. He knew she needed to escape, and could he help? And I had 1 for follow-up. And I can't remember, did the timer go off or not? It doesn't seem like I have 1, but I can't remember the end actually.
I don't know. My name didn't get. I think if I recall correctly. Do you remember, Rick?
My timer was slightly ahead of your timer, so I stopped like maybe seconds before your timer went off.
Okay. So there you go. But there you go. Still, Rick, 52, man. Not a horrible score, right? I think you have a lot of the things. I think getting yourself in a position where you could get some more tactical structure would be super, super helpful. But if you can't get that, it depends on who you're practicing with. I would definitely get the reps in. Make sure you're practicing.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, let's get to Dylan. Dylan, I gave him a 4 for a strength of intro. He kind of went cold call route, but he was a little bit confused, but I think it was strong enough. Rapport building, I'm giving him a 3 because there really wasn't a lot of rapport there. And he kind of brushed through a lot of the stuff, and that wasn't his vibe. I don't know if that was necessarily a thing, but just some empathy in the tone probably could have helped a little bit. But take it or leave it, right? Fact finding, undercover motivation, I'm giving you a 4.5. I want to give you a 5, but we had to give you an extension to get it. So essentially you figured it out, right? Like you got to the same thing. So that was really, really good. Overcoming objections. I'm going to give you 4 on that too, just to be a little bit harder. You got to the next step in the call. There was more to uncover. And the extension may have helped a little bit, but I think there was still more. Presentation of solutions, I'm going to give you a 4 there too, because you got to a second call, right? Like you passed the level and you went there, and I think that's as far as you can get. I don't know how many solutions you're presenting in this circumstance, so I think what you did with what you had was good. Strength to close and follow up, I'm giving you a 5 because you got as far as as you definitely could in this situation. So there's my score on that. Yeah, Robin.
My numbers are very similar to yours, Daniel. I did 4 for the strength of intro, 3 for the rapport building, 4 for fact finding, 4 for overcoming objections, 4 for solutions, and I did 5 for follow up.
Boom. Yeah, same thing. Samir, what you got? Guys, well, right after Samir's done, I'm going to throw the vote out there. You guys can vote. Actually, I'm going to do it right now.
I will give you a 4 for the intro. Again, nothing necessarily wrong with it. Do always think it could be a little bit better if just a little sharper. A few more voice inflections could get you there. Rapport building, I actually might even go a little bit tougher on the 2.5. I think you were so focused on the motivation coming into it because it was a tough one. You didn't really focus on connecting. You were just more focused on asking the questions. They were very good questions. With that being said, uncovering motivation, I don't know if I want to. I'm going to give you a 4.75. Would have given you a 5, but I think you could have dug a little bit more as to what would make, what would make the deal actually happen. Like what would make me sell. I think you kind of ran into a wall a little bit with me, but that might have been more of a time thing. Overcoming objections, I'll give you a 4. Presentation of solutions, I'll give you a 4. Strength to close and follow up, I'll also give you a 5, especially because I tried to put you off and you tried to readjust. And I was like, hey, I want a couple weeks. You try to come back and try to make it work. So overall, I think you did a solid job. You think we're good to go.
Guys, I love this so much. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to this, guys.
Change that to Dylan's name.
Oh, yeah.
I love this so much. Look at the scores. Look how good his scores were. But he's still 3 points, almost 2.25 points behind Robin. Why? Because of rapport. Do you guys see how one little tiny category can make such a big difference, right? One little thing, one voice inflection, one little thing of intonation can make the difference, because Dylan had a fantastic call, right? It was a great call. He got there. And I it was, no. Yeah, Robin's nasty with it, right? So this is where, guys, when we're dealing with the competition, it's the little details that matter. If you make it to the live event, it's going to be the little details that matter. We get really, really good. And here's what happens. Dylan could stop right now, not grow anymore, and do just fine in real estate. I'm going to launch this poll as I'm saying this, guys. Go ahead and put your vote out there for who you liked. So Dylan could stop right now and do just fine. He could genuinely do just fine. But the question is just fine good enough? What could he become if he works on every little tiny detail and gets to every single nook and cranny of conversations and grows? Then the sky's the limit. And that's a true reflection in life. All of us know this. It's also going to be reflected in the conversations. So I think that makes a big difference, and that's why we vote on this. Dylan, how are you feeling, man?
Good, man. Yeah, I definitely agree. My goal was more to find the motivation than build rapport, and it was definitely tough situation to build rapport in my defense. But no, I appreciate the scores. I think those were generous, to be honest. So
awesome, good stuff. That's good. So my advice to everybody. So here's the question for everybody: how's everybody feeling about this? Right? Do you guys got a good gauge of what this is going to be like? How it's going to work? It's going to get intense, because it doesn't feel as much pressure when it's not eliminating you from the competition. That pressure changes when the competition is real. That being said, guys, sorry, the cleaning lady found this thing somewhere around the house today, the little fidget spinner, and I can't put it down, right? I can't put it down. It's ridiculous. So the judges are going to be, so for round 2, unfortunately, it's probably going to be us. It's going to be kind of like tonight. So the judges are also the competitors. Unfortunate logistics. Won't be the case at the main event, but it'll probably be the same people. I may get Vina in here, something like that, as a guest judge. But we're going to be doing a lot of stuff going over the next couple of weeks. But that's what's going to look like. So that being said, guys, if you guys are competing, I highly recommend that you practice. Savannah, my team, people that I'm working with on the training side, like we'll be working, like find a partner, collaborate with somebody in the chat, guys, if you guys are competing. And my challenge to everybody who's not competing, guys, like I hope you guys see the value in doing something like this and you really come out here and you challenge yourself, because if you can get good at this, closing deals is going to become a breeze. I promise you this, doing stuff like this in this environment, you're going to call a seller and you're going to be like, holy
What?
crap, that was easy. Like,
What?
why have I not been answering picking up the phone? That was the easiest thing ever, right?
What?
Good stuff. Rick, what are your thoughts, man? Final thoughts before we wrap up, bro.
I'm super excited. I can't wait to get some reps in. I definitely feel like I can compete with most of you guys, and I plan on proving that. So if you think I'm good, if you think I'm not, whatever, I'm available to get on some teams. So hook me up, let me know.
Love that. Robin, any thoughts from your side? You were a seller and a competitor tonight. You did fantastic. You won the evening, just so we're clear.
I didn't even see it like that. That's fun. I tell you, I experienced both gratitude and frustration all at the same time. One, because it's really cool to see somebody, your peers, acknowledge what could or might be interpreted as some skill. The frustration is not seeing it in yourself. Having the information, acquiring the knowledge, being amongst all of the people that we have the privilege of being around, and then choosing not to utilize that knowledge makes it worthless. Not because it has no value, but because if you fail to use anything, you're not going to receive the value that it has. So I have not reached my full potential. And that's just incredibly sad. It's embarrassing. So I'm looking forward to a new year and making changes. And I got to make some changes in my world. Things have to become different. My situation has recently changed, and I got some making up to do. Been too long on sidelines.
Love that so much. And if nothing else comes from this competition, but that being a revelatory thing for you that gets you going, then it was time well spent, right? That's what this thing's really about. Wrapping up, Savannah, you were a seller for the entire evening. How did you think the people did? What are your thoughts? How are you feeling going into round 2?
Gosh, I am so nervous, like, to do my role play. I don't know if you guys remember last time I did a role play in here. I think I got like 15 points. Like, it was really bad. So I'm going to just practice all weekend. So I'm ready for Monday.
Good stuff.
Well, if they judge you being a seller, you will get perfect scores.
There we go. I hope I can close some deals being a good seller. I hope that gets me
Instant
far.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. I really appreciate all of you guys. Really looking forward to seeing how this stuff goes going forward. Next week it's going to start. We'll keep you guys posted. It'll be Monday is the first day short of the nightly dial being canceled. And then we will let you guys know what the schedule is going to be like. I don't know. We have a lot of people we have to get through between now and February. So there may be some nights, I'm waiting to get confirmation now, but there may be some nights that we do it outside of the nightly dial. If you guys are interested, we'll keep you posted so that way you can be a part of that. Again, follow everybody, connect with everybody on social media, Instagram, Facebook, all the things, so you can see the updates as they come. No, I'm not saying it is canceled. I'm saying that if it is, then that would change things. Otherwise, we do plan on being here. All the people that are competing, look for something over the weekend, and I will keep you guys posted. That being said, guys, have an amazing night. Hopefully you got some value. Have a great weekend. See you guys next time.
Good night, all.